There's Jake, and we've got Vent Dudes with us as well, so we should have some good commentary today. And hopefully,
Hey,
we
everyone.
don't have. Hey, I'm expecting massive thunderstorms by lunchtime, which is in a few hours, so hopefully, don't get which is in about an hour. Hopefully, don't get cut out. Now, going just back on this photo from the last player, this is an exceptionally good photo. And Mauricio was relating to me earlier that it's taken him ages and ages to get this particular shot all perfectly lined up like this. So it's well done, and it's about as perfectly lined up as you can get with the ridge lined up in the middle and the SQD arm lined up and everything. It really sort of shows how everything comes together.
You know, Steph, it really shows how Fred and Mauricio work together too, because that's a team effort right there, and that's a beautiful shot.
Maverick and Goose.
Yes.
You're absolutely right there. Oh, yeah, as much credit to Mauricio. Yes, full credit to Fred as well to get the aeroplane in exactly the right position to have that lined up for Mauricio for sure. Thanks for reminding me of that. I'd actually forgot to mention Fred then. Okay. So we might just quickly go over the sites. I understand Ship 39 had another cryo test. Was it last night?
Yeah, and we had we had flap testing and squeeze testing last night as well. And also, it does look like they're going into another cryo test now.
Cool. I haven't looked through X yet. Is there any photos yet of these horizontal bars hooked up to the forward flaps on any of the ground photos of any of the on X? Anyone's noticed? Let me just bring it.
I don't believe so.
There was something posted in Patreon Lounge earlier, but I don't remember exactly what it's about.
Let me have a quick look over there.
It was something about beams being put in somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah. So I'll go to that in a second. Yeah, actually. Yeah, there's a bit of a twist over there. A couple of twists actually, a massive since the flyover. So we've seen the forward flaps be deployed, so they're more than likely all hooked up now. Maybe had a bit of a test on them as well. They did a squeeze test, which I'm hearing, and a cryo test. Would it be right to call it a cryo test, Alex?
I just call these all proof tests.
Yeah, and is that actually part of that? Steel. The steel. Whatever you call it.
Those cryogenic treatments, that's generally done dry with gas.
Okay,
You don't want them. You're slowly annealing. You're not locking it in place like you do when you quench it. So you're slowly trying to release.
I think I heard. Oh, sorry.
Never mind. Never mind. Go on.
I think I heard somewhere in the chat that it had done a pressure test, like a dry pressure test, yeah, already before the cryo.
It's not the pressure test. It's when it frosts up very irregularly and there's no hard lines. You're using gas to slowly drop the temperature. So it'll frost up. A lot of times when it frosts up very erratically, that's what's going on, because until there's enough ice formed on the outside as an insulator, it's very easy to displace the frost layer.
Yep, cool.
You're talking about on the outside of the tiles that you're seeing it?
We are
generally not on the tiles. It's more along the exposed metal.
We are looking at the cold end of a compressing.
So that's 39's testing regimes moving forward, which is awesome to see. Seems, well, I mean, people are saying in like on X, it's passed its tests, whatever. I don't know whether we know it's actually passed yet, but it is getting some of the testing done, and hopefully they're passing and ticking check boxes off as they're going along.
And from the latest ground photos I've seen, it does not look like the lower bars are connected in the baskets to the upper
these
flaps.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's still to come yet. I'm wondering even whether they've even started the actual testing with the cables yet, if they've just put the flaps out for the, I don't know, maybe they haven't even started that test yet. I'm wondering will these be in the right spot deployed? Where's deployed? It's sort of across that angle. I don't even know whether they'd reach.
Those rotate as well, by the way.
Yeah, but it'd have to, like its center has to move. Like that's got a bit of movement there that way. Like, you know what I mean? The center has to move. If the flaps deploy, the center has to move across as well, doesn't it?
It depends where they're pulling down, and because I mean they could hang it from the rod that they have where the other cables are interconnecting as well. There's many locations they could connect these to.
As far as I know, there's a threaded hole in either end of the flaps underneath, which I think is what these are going to hook into.
Until we see them hooked up, pulling straight down on them versus pulling down from where, because you're trying to recreate a force vector, right? And you have the cables on a rigid line that they're adjusting distance. Now you can use that to change the vectors that's being pulled on that mounting ring where it's connecting with the flap. And then you can induce torque along the body of the flap if that's what they're testing. There's pulling straight down on that, yeah, there's lots of variations.
If you pull down on a cable, you can actually make the pull come on a different angle.
You can do the same thing, but you're applying that force to the same location. So it's equivalent if you're attaching it someplace else. Now the rigidity of the structure is coming into play. They may be testing that, I mean. But if conceptually, if you look at this, its relation to most is the airflow across it. Since it's when these are working, they're more or less, it's dropping more like a rock. And the most of the flow is, you'd have to, it's what's the angle of attack of the air in relation to what force it's going to be putting through that flat barn door.
Yeah, during re-entry, the flaps are back, and they only come fully deployed when it's actually doing a split maneuver.
Right,
try and
but
slow the nose down a little bit.
But it's also the angle of attack as a vehicle, like how if it's coming in, some of it'll be falling very close to this aspect ratio. So how much is a flow? Because it's where it is in relation to its velocity vector, especially up at that the atmosphere. You can just assume is static for the most part.
So where would its max Q? Where would its max Q? I mean, where would it be?
Center of pressure.
No, where would it's on during the re-entry, hold re-entry? From when it starts seeing plasma all the way to the flip. Where would the flaps see the most amount of force on them?
Peak deceleration. So probably and they're limiting its deceleration. Yeah, it's because when it's decelerating with 2Gs, that's probably the most force there, and its peaks also was maximum aerodynamic pressure. So I thought that call out, they're low hypersonic at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Because it has to meet thick air to start getting the full force, doesn't it? Or thicker air, I mean.
well, I mean, they're canceling off most of the horizontal velocity, and then if you look at its curve, its speed and altitude curve, it comes to a point where it almost is falling like a rock straight down with very little forward velocity.
Yeah.
Granted, the graphs, it'd be good if they were log graphs, because from nearly 30 kilometers an hour to hell, even 100, it's going to look like it's nearly stationary.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I noticed
she's-
that there was some. I'm sorry.
Go on.
I noticed that there was cameras focused on the hinge points. You see them on left and right. I think it was from the ground photos that Mauricio took the other day. Mauricio. Anyways, there was on the left and right side. They were focusing on that hinge, and I wonder what they were concerned about there.
Let me just bring that up. Oh, that's right. This photo show. Yeah, I thought there were a couple of threaded points there they can attach this thing to.
They
There is a
could.
camera. There is a camera under there.
No, further left and to the right, they have them attached to the scaffolding on this side. There it is, up there in the middle, right where the scaffolding starts. Go up, right there's one. There's
Yep,
another
yeah,
one on the
mine-
opposite side.
Yeah, I didn't actually notice them. They're just for general monitoring. They're monitoring this, when they do these tests. They're just monitoring, I guess. This is a new test, so yeah, they're monitoring. Maybe they're looking for deformations, so they don't. Maybe they, in case they're looking like they're bending something, they might stop doing the test. Maybe stop pushing so hard. Then
That's my question was: are they pulling on it so hard to see it if it pulls apart or something weird?
You have a giant. This is essentially a giant lever. The whole ship is going to bend, and the structure is also going to bend forward to meet it. Whether or not there's enough movement, what moves more, and then that has to be modeled out, obviously, so that you can actually see what's a real You need to measure the distance, for starters, between the hinges and your pull locations.
yeah, 'cause that's a good point. The ship's going to move a bit, and the tower's going to move a bit, isn't it?
Yeah. Generally, when you're doing structural tests, you need to account for the reaction force on the fixture. That's usually why they're so massive. I mean, if you look at ibuprofen, I don't think there's the clamp arms. I don't think have as thick steel as the ibuprofen fixture does in locations.
But are they locking onto his chassis inside?
So that would take. So if you have what you're saying, if you like the ibuprofen, it doesn't flex at all. So any flex, whatever they get, they can say it's actually the OLM and not the actual test structure.
Yeah, it flexes. Everything moves. Everything flexes. You can minimize it by, the thicker the materials, in the frame. And where it does, you definitely want it to be in the elastic deformation regime, where you get a nice linear relationship.
Max Q for the flaps. That'd be
There,
flaps Q.
no, there is a peak aerodynamic. There is a max Q call out. I'm not sure if they're calling it max Q for reentry.
Yeah, that was sort of my question. Yeah, where would that max Q sort of be? Yeah. So you mean sort of late in the hypersonic regime?
I'm surprised that they didn't attach the eyelets if they're going to attach them to these points.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have a bit of range on the arcs that this thing can swing at from.
That was an amazing set of tests anyway. It's awesome to see.
There was also a noticing that well, something I noticed that tile number 38, which seems to be goes across the whole thing. You'll see it when you zoom in on it. But there were some things going on there at tile 38. I didn't understand what that was. Was it where it joins in a weld or?
Where on earth's tile 38? Man, there's so many tiles. You can't just do that. I'm like, what? Tile
Well,
38?
you'd zoom in and you'd go up a little bit, and there's certain stress areas on the ship, but one of them will say 38. And I noticed it as I walked through it. It went across the whole side of the ship.
Oh, there we go.
There's 38. There you go. That's the first one I noticed. You go to the right, there's more of them, and it seems to be like right on a weld.
It might be a row.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder if that's row 38 down.
That's usually
And
what
they
they do
came
with
in late.
the. Yeah, you'll see it on the other nose cones as well. You'll see the numbers increasing as you go up. It just identifies the rows.
Well, I just wondered about the importance of it, and I figured you guys would know it.
It was probably a late add-on, so they had marked it for which row it goes on, and that way the techs could, figure it out easily where it goes when they're, which ones to bring up with them. I think. I mean, that's my guess.
Is there a consistent column that's labeled?
It goes all the way across to Alex.
I know it's forming a grid. You have like counting up the nose. There'll be a row 0, and there's the row 37 underneath row 38.
And there you go, 37.
So yeah,
it's 38. Okay.
So
these are New Zealand tiles.
Yeah, everything's it's on a grid as well, so that if somebody tells you to replace tile blah blah, you know where you're going.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, no, good on you. That's fine. We moved before play. Cool. Now, another interesting development at Matthews, of course, is 39. Well, that's not the right one. 39.1 has left the scene.
It's still sitting about halfway down Marcy Way. Not entirely sure what's actually going on there. It doesn't seem like it's actually staged near the end of the road to roll back to the production site. Seems like they've just moved the test tank right out of the way or something.
It's holding the concrete down.
I sure missed the days when they just blew those things up and then they cleaned them up later.
They used to have those crowd pleasing moments, but yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting. So that kind of, I don't know, blew our little theory of going into the in this stand kind of, well, it hasn't completely left the scene yet, but yeah.
Or it's going to go back and get modified and come back.
Yeah.
There is still no published move window for it, though.
Thank you. That was actually the question I was just about to ask.
But they've moved things without closures, haven't they, in the past?
Not of that size.
Yeah, generally not the 9-meter stuff. They'll move smaller stuff, but not something like that.
I mean,
Okay, cool.
it might just drop at midnight when it's moving. They've done that before.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah, post a notice while it's rolling down the road.
Hey, better
Yeah.
late than never, I guess.
You know,
Right.
at midnight, 1 in the morning, it's pretty much just local traffic they're impacting. So if they're not,
I think at that point it's probably mostly the employee traffic they're
yeah,
getting.
if you're not doing concrete work, it's probably not as big of an issue.
Okay,
Yeah, and
now oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, and for those paying attention to such things, it was configured as the flyover for the OG pumps. For the OG LOX pumps.
I'm glad I asked Alex. You weren't here yesterday. Did you see the pictures Mauricio took of the new tanks and the lines over there that you asked for the other day?
Yep, yeah.
Okay,
Haven't
cool. I
had a
figured you did.
chance to do what I wanted to do with them. So that'll probably next week.
So what were we saying about the original LOX pumps?
The LOX pumps are being used, or as of this flyover, those LOX pumps are still hooked up as far as for the testing.
Cool, but this, what are these valves that?
They're configured that the 4 new pumps are isolated.
Yep, they are too, yep.
Completely isolated.
So this is, so that means if they're putting locks into the ship, it's coming through these pumps.
Correct. As it was in this, at this point, yes. And it's completely there's the low shot of that line is dry. Going to the new pumps for locks. There's 4 of these. 3 of them were visible in this flight, and the lower one by the detank valve is also hard close. So yeah.
Oh, there's more than one set of these.
Yeah, there is one by where the LOX line dives, the new LOX line dives down, just to the in between those 2 tanks. There's one down below, and there's one on the right around there where your hand is, where the down below at the ground level where the detank valve is.
Down under there.
No, next to the tank.
Oh, down under there, yeah.
Yeah, where when you're detanking, where it returns.
Very good. Oh, there must be an angle back in through there somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, that one. You can see to the top of the you can see the orange actuator. You just follow that pipe, you'll see the top of it, and then you can see it's a glint off of the lower part of the hole in it. Yeah.
Another one down in here. Oh, there it is. There, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
that's
all
locked.
4. Yeah. The entire new LOX feeds are closed.
Yep. So it's closed there, there, and there.
Yeah. So yeah, everything going to the new pumps is dry right now.
Yep. So I wonder when they're going to start using them.
When they commission, they're probably doing their normal proof stuff right now, and they want to have one run probably with the old setup, and they'll probably redo it with new stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Is that because they're a known quantity, the old pumps, and then they can like dial in the new pumps, sort of as a reference?
Yeah, generally, if they're if they have a set fill procedures they're doing, It's, I mean, if they're changing things up, then it'll be different, but it's,
I see in chat they're sort of talking about this new testing with the version 3, and I think we've discussed it a few times. Version 1 and 2 was sort of like, maybe slightly overbuilt, but they weren't really built with the efficiency in mind, more of a proof of concept. So just answering a question in chat. So now they're testing. They've probably made things lighter and sort of doing more, production sort of style ship now. They really need to test to make sure they're still within their strength tolerances. Another big change since the flyover is these beams here are starting to get welded into the super crusher, or onto it rather than into it.
outside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got 2 of them installed on there now as of earlier today.
It's like that, where is it, that vertical beam back there, wherever it is. A bit hard telling amongst all these beams. They're putting them on the sides here, on the outside. This might show it better. I'm sure it's a closer one. So, which means they're not for grid testing, or
Why would you say that?
actually, just as I said that, I'm thinking, oh, hang on. Actually, maybe they are for grid testing. Yeah. Sorry.
They seem like they'd be on just the right level for that, I think, from what I can see.
So for 30, I mean, for tank 18.3, yeah.
Yeah, so there's obviously that new common dome section that was moved into Mega Bay 1 yesterday. I think it was 3-ring barrel that speculated to be welded to the rest of B18.3 to create obviously a new tank again. So yeah, that plus the 3-ring forward section, and then the ship aft skirt would probably go on top of that.
And now they can pretty well put any article into the super crusher now with that adapter ring going in the bottom of it. Why can't I
Yeah.
find the right
Any
photo?
of the test rings.
Yeah, I mean, you can't put another booster aft in there again until they reconfigure it.
Oh yeah, except for a booster aft section, yeah, of course, yeah.
Or ship aft.
Yeah, it has to have that that ring on the bottom of the test article, yeah.
I mean, you could, like they did on the old booster thrust sim. They just bolted on the ball clamps, what 17.1's sitting on, and they probably could do the same thing with ship clamps to that plate as well.
Oh yeah, yep. Ship clamps or booster clamps, just a few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was sort of set up for the 2 inside rings for a booster anyway, isn't it? So
if they're still putting on a transfer tube, they're probably going to set up the array, the actuator array, to exercise the bottom of the tank.
yeah. Exercise, that's a good way to put it. And they've been pouring that bit of slab concrete, I think, too. Don't see somewhere that there's a pumping.
Yeah, looks like it.
This is the photo I was looking for. It's so much like oh, now I can't see it again. That vertical bar that's back
straight
next
ahead,
to me.
top of frame.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought I was getting that bar mixed up. Sorry. Yeah, it is that one. Yeah. Much like because just before I was looking through there, and all I could see was these bars. So it's more straight down there. So I think somewhere over here they're putting some more of those bars Must be up high. Is it up on the top rings? Yeah.
No, it's that exact ring.
Ah, okay. Oh, so by the time they have that, if they put that ship after whatever ring over near the ship cryostand, what they had on top of 18.3, that'd put it about down at grid pin height. Yeah.
Yeah, and the slight since they put the extensions on too, on the columns, or right, yeah, that should buy them enough clearance.
Yeah, with their little closers and everything ready for the twisty rams. Twisties is a snack food in Australia. Now, what else changed at Massey's since supply? But that's about it, isn't it? That's all that happened. So I mentioned those things, that thing, and yeah, a bit of testing went on, so that's all cool. We're going to go to the other sites outside of Starbase in a minute. Sanchez, I don't think much happened at Sanchez, did it? Since the flyover.
I know they put those 3 rack type something or another's on that test stand there that you got on screen.
Oh, of course. Yep, that's what happened. Yep, thank you. Yeah, these 3, well, we think they're just actuator holder underers have been put up. You don't?
That's what some people think, but yeah.
So they look like they've been put on here, here, and here. See, there's a good ground photo. They didn't.
Yeah, it centers it's bisects where the slushy drink umbrella is.
Oh, I thought I had a photo of that. Hang on. I think it's, one of these guys has got. Let me quickly look through here.
Yeah, there was an X post that was put up in Patreon Lounge.
I might have to look there for it. I'm not finding it on my feed. Okay, Patreon Lounge. Patreon Lounge it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, from WAI, yeah. So it's on X. I'm happy to show it. So yeah, they've been put up on top. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the words here.
I won't read their description.
Yeah, we can probably just ignore that.
Well, and still, yeah, it looks like they are straddling the clevises stuff, so.
And it's about the right height. I mean, the ship will still fit. That's still...
The top of that railing's right around 15 feet above.
So how big's the skirt to the dome? About that far?
Yeah, I should imagine the top. I should imagine the tops of the pistons won't be that much taller than the tops of those platforms. Otherwise, you can't really use the platforms to connect the pistons to the engine engine mounts.
I'd say the dome's like, yeah, not very high above the top of that railing, to be honest. Well, especially out here, it might dip in the middle a little bit.
Well, and aren't the mounts inset into the dome, or theoretically on this version?
Yeah.
All these things you got to remember. Man, so hard to keep track of everything some days. So, thanks, Jordan. How do you say your last name? Guidry. I hope I said that right. Awesome photo. I'll come back to that in a minute. So I'll leave it there, but I'll just reduce it for now. Okay, yeah, so that was an interesting development there. Still nothing on these.
I was going to say, Alex, do you want to hit Stephanie with your little theory?
Oh, yeah. If you go back to that Sanchez staging area, where those cages were sitting for a while, yeah. We have the ladders, it looks like, for that stand staged here, and I'm beginning to wonder if those 3 arm assemblies aren't for grid fins at all, but they might be the rocker assemblies that they use for the thrust vectoring. And those might also be going to that stand.
So let me just give you some reference there. It's under this stand, isn't it? There's a rocker system underneath. They've added later on.
Yeah, and they had that tension ring band where they used to anchor it to that also was a support for the old RVACs. That they're got rid of that ring and yeah, we can't see it in here because it's unfortunately under the skirt. I think we'd have to go back mid-October flyovers. The last time we saw the top, could look into the stand.
I can probably do that. But anyway, under here, they've they added some actuators underneath, and then sort of up near that level, they put in a rocker system to transfer that load up into the actual mounting point for the thrust vector actuators. So they can not only on this stand push the engine mounts left and right to simulate the vectored thrust on the engine mounts, but they can also put load on the thrust vectoring actuator mounts to simulate the load on the dome that the actual actuators induce, whatever you want to say that word. So that could be what these are, which is, yeah, a thought for sure.
Yeah, because they have the 2 orthogonal in the center, just like they have for the rocker stuff. As well as it looks like a secondary mount in the center of them.
Like
also,
perhaps.
Yeah, those 3 tubes, the tube steel is about the same size as the end of them if they're gonna, yeah, could weld it in mounted to that. So if they need to be higher or lower.
Okay. You throw so much potential crow out there, I forget it. So you miss half your crow because we forget all the things you come up with. Not
I remember.
Sorry.
It evolves.
Not the right word.
Now, real quick before you get too far, Steph, I'm going to go ahead and do the couple of donations that we've got so far.
Awesome.
AK John Doe sent 1 gifted membership. We've got Martin sending a £2 super chat. And we've got Yazada with a $5 super chat. And Joni with a $5 super chat saying, I love this stuff. And then a real quick question from Lewis the Raptor. It'll be for over at Massey's. Asking, any idea on how that box-looking piece that's related to the grid fins will be used or integrated on one of the test structures?
Which box-looking thing?
I'm assuming they're referring to the one at Sanchez, because Zach was on the Sunday show was speculating that he thought it might be moving to one of these, and both BJ and I were confused.
Which box where? What?
Go Jake.
Where that 20-legged stand used to sit next to more in the middle of Sanchez.
Oh, the grid fin tester.
Oh, that thing. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about. But personally, I think that's to test the grid fin actuators standing alone, not being bolted to any test structure. Personally, which once again could be wrong.
The fact that they changed it from white to black makes me think it might be going to Massey's, but, you know, speculation station over here.
Yeah, it'll go over by ibuprofen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the color's not doing it for me as far as where it's going to go. But I mean, so if you think about a grid fin test, say, in an article here where you've got the actual grid fin sockets on the actual article, and you want to insert, something into the grid fin sockets and then be able to push and pull or whatever from externally. Whereas this doesn't, that's not what this thing does. This thing mounts a grid fin with the circular mount and then the center bearing mount. So it mounts a grid fin, and then it's got actuators here in this frame, basically to push and pull. I think the end one's to push and pull to make sure that it can handle the lateral loads. And I think these actuators are here to make sure the torque loads can be tested as well. I can't see it being part of a. I could be wrong. I mean, man, I've been wrong so many times. I just can't see it being part of another test structure. I think this is the test structure.
Yeah, I don't think this should be attached to anything else at all. Though I'm still baffled as about why this thing is the shape it is. What, if you're going to put a grid fin and actuator in it, or why are they limiting the space so much? I still don't fully understand that. Like, why is it tapered down?
Okay,
Why is it
tapering
like
down.
a tube?
The tapering down, is getting it in there, but it might leave the grid fin proud. Actually, is that a vertical or is that a horizontal mount? Maybe that's a horizontal mount. I thought maybe to give room for this actuator in here. How much difference is there? Like, say that's that much lower. It gives that much room for an actuator in here. But that's horizontal, is it? Not vertical. Hang on.
I mean, it could just be a support point.
Okay, yeah.
Too bad we couldn't get some ground shots of that thing.
I mean, this too, like the flaps, it's being forced upwards by the airflow. So
these couple a lot of force. Yeah. Oh no, it's horizontal that one, but yeah, like I say, it could be what you said.
yeah. And again, it's just the reaction frame for absorbing the amount of load they're putting in.
Well, it almost gives you a line through there, so it's sort of just above that white line there, the top there, so almost a hand there. So it's sort of, it dips down sort of 2 hands worth.
It's dipped down enough for them to slide it in at an angle.
Yeah.
And I mean, the bulk of the force on this is going to be on the square where it's mounted in the U-beam that's going to be pushing up. The far extremes of that frame aren't really, at least how it looks to me, where they'd be testing it.
Cool. Good question. Yeah, and good speculation as to that's a good sort of question. We like to answer those sort of questions as to what we think's going on, and we can only tell you what we sort of, from the evidence we have in front of us, we can only speculate a certain amount. But yeah, to me, it just doesn't look like it's going to be part of another test. Whereas this one here is, when they put it in here, this is to test the actual sockets part of the booster, and this is to test the actual grid fin part of the actual actuators and the bearings and the actual whole. I mean, if they have an actuator on this side of the grid pin and this side of the grid pin, they can pull them both down and push them both up to do that what I said, that lateral load. Like I just mentioned that during re-entry, or not re-entry, but during descent, there's quite a bit of force here on the grid pins, vertically especially, and even there would obviously be some other vector forces as well as they actually use the grid pins. And no worries, Lewis. Thanks for your question. Okay. Sanchez. I don't think there was a great deal to cover at Sanchez. Was there you said there was not much over here, was there, Alex? Just some things moved around.
I didn't even look over there.
Yeah. Oh, there was those truck things. I mean, you talked about them in the live stream, and I don't think there's much to talk about them. There's some kind of transport system happening, which could be part of the booster transport, ship transport, or not.
Yeah, they just look like bogies for heavy haul.
Yeah, heavy haul buggies and maybe some, chassis rails, not chassis rails, so to speak, but you know what I mean, chassis rails.
Yeah, they come modular in parts like that, and then they just get built up on site.
Yeah. It does sort of scream that, but still no actual evidence of that yet. What was going on at that? Did we cover that? Over there, the power site. Nearly. They put more concrete down. Maybe this one. Here we go. This slab's a bit different so far. They haven't put. Maybe they've got to put a bit more conduit in here. This one's been done in 2. I didn't think these ones were done in 2, but doesn't matter. That's an illusion. That's just a table or something. So yeah, more Tesla packs. Yeah.
The invisible model.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, invisible and levitating. Are they pulling? I thought they were pulling a roof off there. Now, some transformers left. Was that from the build site, or was that maybe these transformers leaving? I saw on one of the posts coming up a truck through yesterday, I think it was.
I thought those might have been from Pad Scrap's power building, but yeah, they've been pulling stuff left and right lately.
The only other major thing, I guess, at Sanchez is they brought over the last of the booster transport stands to be changed into version 3. It's back over here to get converted to version 3 finally, which is awesome. So these 2 stands now, version 3 stands, ready and waiting for booster 19. Yeah, come on down.
And 18's crown is getting scrapped. I mean, they had already started cutting access holes underneath the.
Yeah, they did go to actually attach the lifter to it yesterday, and then for some reason they aborted the lift. So I don't quite know what that was all about.
Are they using the actual lifting frame? Yeah.
Yeah, the big white thing. I'm holding out hope that they'll take this top off before the next flyover, but still leave the bottom half there so we can see the structure inside of it. Though I've got a funny feeling we're going to end up disappointed, and it's probably all going to be gone by then.
Well, the delay today might give you a bit extra hope.
Yeah, because I know, well, myself and probably a lot of other people just really want to see the inside of a V3 booster forward to see what kind of support hardware they got inside of it for the grid fin sockets and maybe the dome itself as well.
Oh yeah.
So that being like minus a lot of Celsius degrees, would the grid fin motors? I mean, electric motors aren't. I mean, they're a little bit susceptible to cold, but would they
There's
need to have active heating or like really good insulation to protect them from the cryo temperatures?
the insides of those pods are actually insulated with some white material.
Okay.
I think you can actually just about see the edge of the material in that socket there. It looks like some sort of KO wool or something a bit more sophisticated.
We got a lucky shot, I think, of them installing it in one place. It looked somewhat rigid too.
Yeah, a fairly cold environment for an electric motor, but I mean, electric motors are, unless they get moisture and actually freeze, which I guess they could with a bit of moisture in the air in those cryo temperatures, they could get ice build up, I guess. So maybe they even have a bit of active heating as well to keep them de-icing, like a lot of aircraft have de-icing. It's not a new thing.
Little stream of nitrogen. Keep it dry.
Oh, yeah, yeah. These have started to get lifted into Mega Bay 1, is that right?
2. No, Mega Bay 2.
Mega Bay 2, yeah.
Yeah, do we
So
actually
those ones-
have any idea yet of what these may be for? Because I'm still baffled by these things.
Some kind of platform.
Raceway cover.
Maybe they reach a. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
No. No
'cause it
idea. They have a
looked-
curved surface which sort of screens, something to do with next to the ship. I don't know.
and the square looks like it could be attached to one of those square lattice columns they have. But yeah, no idea.
Oh, they removed one of the buildings and transformers from here. I just got who's that? Capsa X, yeah.
Yeah, I think they pulled the Transformers 2 weeks ago and demoed. The quota had to get filled before the end of the month.
And there was one of those buildings here, I guess.
And it's middle of the frame. They did remove something there.
Just to make up their quote. What fit them in a nice vacuum jacket? Yeah, maybe. All right. Oh, so I was checking out chat quickly. All right, so not much. Well, they are actually. Oh, maybe they're not. Maybe they're not working. Oh, look, they're picking these things up. Where are they going?
They've added some bracing to that structure.
Cool. Oh, look at the shapes in here. Never noticed that before. And that might just be. Oh, look, and underneath too. Don't know that actually means anything. Interesting to see how that ends up being. Oh, that's just a packaging box. Okay. There's some more different pieces. Oh, look at those looking pieces.
Yeah. Those look similar to like SPMT. Though those could just be there could be assembling in gusset frames, but
Sort of similar to them, aren't they?
yeah, they're all variations.
Same with that one. They're similar to those ones too.
Yeah.
Which has that maybe that sort of similar shape in there. Okay, cool. So I expect that to look a little bit different next flyover.
Those pieces have been there for months.
Oh, these extra ones down here. Okay, cool. I knew
Yeah,
these were here, but I didn't notice them. So
I mean, they might have started pulling them out of that crate, but they're all similar too.
all right, so that'll do for Sanchez. A build site. I heard BJ talking on the live stream about build sites, so doing concrete work. Not so much in this area. Now to say that. Around the other side, the concrete work going on.
Now that we're over there, we do have a question for that area. It came in from Kyle Nickel. Asks, why do the mega bays have steel wrapped around them on the outside? I'm sure they're talking about all the support beams.
The lattice frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're maximized interior space. You just put part of this space frame on the outside rather than the inside. It's fairly lightweight construction.
Yeah, you can either put like this when you build a shed, you can either put the support framework on the inside of the building, or you can put it on the outside of the building, basically.
Yeah, if you look, they're essentially sort of like trusses because you have.
Triangles.
Yep, it's a lattice.
And yeah, like Alex said, just to maximize interior space. I don't know. That's the first time I've seen this type of building construction. But where's our good friend Phil Kid? Is he with us? I'm sure it's not the only place it's seen around the world.
Hangers. I think a lot of hangers, though, they'll put it on the inside.
Yeah. So
I
if you
mean,
can imagine a truss roof, if this was so, you can imagine a truss roof where this is normally underneath the roof. You could also put it on top of the roof, but that's not what they've done here. But that's sort of just, I don't know, just an idea, I guess, to visualize it.
yeah, it's. I mean, for maintenance, you usually put it on the inside just for weatherproofing. Each of those penetrations is a location for water to come in, and then painting and.
Oh, we're wired for sound or something here. What's going on there?
They have radio antennas all over the place. There's 2.
Okay, radio, yeah.
Yeah, if you look at hangars, because I mean these have this such a tall span in the interior.
Let me see here. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, it's come up with hangars. I mean, like, not aircraft hangars, like hangars.
Ah,
Those sort of hangars. Exterior framework, yeah. See, these days they do these really good modern frameworks these days. They don't need to do that.
oh yeah, but if you start going towards commercial like jumbos,
yeah, that's doesn't matter.
yeah, it's all how to do lightweight construction on the cheap.
Long answer short, it's to maximize interior space, and it's the actual main framework of the actual shed, bay, whatever you want to call it.
Shed.
It's a shed to me.
It's a shed. It's
the big shed. Righty, so
a lean-to.
thanks for that. Well, I call them the hangers, actually. So level 3, what that oh, that's steel. It doesn't matter. I must be further in. They're doing more of the concreting up higher. I'll have to find those. Oh, actually, PJ finds images too when he does script work. He's really good like that. PJ likes to make everyone's job easier, which is awesome in teamwork. It's good when people in teamwork do that.
I think
We're
everything's
always
on the center spine. I don't think they've done the perimeters yet.
Yeah, in the spot. Yeah, it's right. Yeah, that was drummed into us as electricians. What you do with your job is try and make it easier for the next tradesman that come along after you, as part of your philosophy. None of this, not my job, sort of stuff.
You mean they're not like plumbers who?
Well, it's a tradesman thing. Even some electricians. I mean, it's just a thing. It's a sign of a good tradesman, but then not everyone's a good tradesman. There's always butchers in every trade. Cool, so I got some concreting going on the floors, which is cool. You can see it's got to there, but not to there. There's just rebar in there. So they must be pretty confident now with the the building being true and square, and they haven't been able to add on to adding on the next layer. And this is where the top of the workstations finish. So BJ was saying something about bridge cranes. Is there going to be bridge crane rails in here somewhere? Are there?
But those columns haven't been installed yet, so it's a bit. He is running into the issue I run into all the time, trying to explain something without images, that you also need to piece together a bunch of images, stitch them together, so it'll be apparent in a couple of weeks, I think, what he was trying to explain to everybody.
Yeah.
Or in the weekly show, he might be the summary show.
It does look like that's the top of the workstation walls. And the cranes might rise again until the next, these columns over here are put on, because these next set of columns have the mounts for these bracing, for the crane bracing. So Gigabay, sorry, go ahead.
But the bridge crane stuff I think he's referring to is for the stacking cells.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, there's two. Well, we think there's two sets of bridge cranes. There's stacking cell bridge cranes, and then there's the big bridge cranes for the whole, like to go all the way through the aisles.
There's local east-west and primary north-south.
I'm wondering, was it only the stacking cells that actually have the little bridge cranes?
There's the only ones that kind of need it for the side loading.
Yeah, because the big bridge crane should be able to pick up a booster or ship and put it on stand from inside the bays. But yeah, whereas because not much to lift once the booster's fully stacked or ship's fully stacked over here, they don't really. They need to put it into that bay, but then there's nothing much for the bridge crane to lift up and down. I suppose there's grid pins. I suppose there's a few things, isn't there?
After it's lifted, it'll probably be put on its transport base and just be rolled around where it needs to go.
Cool. All right. So that'll be the Gigabay. I see. Not only is the aft section going
underneath that work platform towards the ship. You see it more on the one on the right there.
I see. Yep, they can actually come out.
Yeah, and I think there's probably another set of these on one of the work stands to the left that they'll probably use to put the raceway covers on. So I think, it'll be a case of stack the ship on the turntable, then move the ship over to the center work stand where the raceways are already waiting on those brackets, and then move it over to the other work stand over on the left where they can put the covers on. I don't know whether they plan to always have the covers off for the initial testing, or if they will start getting those covers on before they go out for initial testing in the future.
I wonder if it's like 19, how they had to take off part of the chines when they were starting the ambience work.
Yeah, could be.
Very cool.
But I mean, this is a lot more, in my opinion, it's a lot more sophisticated compared to, how they used to previously install the raceways where they actually use the cranes to lift them up to the ship. It's, I was talking with Ryan Weber earlier. It's sort of a, probably a big sign of how we can expect the flow to go between the work stands in Gigabay.
Yeah, if you think about it, there's probably each of the bays that in the Gigabay have all the elements are being used here, but they're going to be split up from one or two stations across multiple. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me.
'Cause-
Oh, someone getting the circle of death on their YouTube screen. The buffering. Oh, sorry, Alex. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's more of like if you only have 6 stacking bays, that real estate is too valuable to not just be stacking, to have general work. So it's like most production line stuff, you want to have things staying at stations about equal amount of time, because the longer it's sitting there not doing what the station's designed to do, is you're losing efficiencies.
So thank Vix X on X. Make sure you go give her a follow. She's very, very active with all things Starbase. She's probably one of the most active X accounts as far as things with Starbase goes. So a bit earlier was the so was that March 3, and then well the next day, was it? Or the same day nearly. Oh no, this is in Australia though. This is Australian dates. Saturday, March 2. Actually, I can tell here. So, oh, that's March 2. And this was March 3. So the very next day. Yeah.
That just happens to be today in the real world.
And today, no, it's actually March 4 in the real world.
Hey,
Yeah,
I go
good.
watch practice a day early, so you have to wait till Friday. I get to, for F1, I go watch it Thursday.
Yeah.
You mean the underworld?
Hey, we
Yeah.
need to be polite.
We're the
They have enough
underdogs.
creatures that want to bring harm.
Oh, the chines have moved from, or those chines are now, or those ones are gone and these ones have arrived. Not sure which way around it is, but anyway, the chines are here now. They were there. They've got the man lifts inside. We're the underdogs. Yeah, what thing? No, it's not. Australia's safe, I tell you. No, I keep. Sorry, I should say, yeah, mate. Australia's. You got to be tough to live in Australia. We're so tough over here. We're tough, mate.
Mr. Howe 9000 in chat is asking, what are the theories on the new plumbing that's by the aft flaps?
Oh yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, so I think the leading theory I've seen about that plumbing, the 4 pipes underneath the aft flap aero covers, is that they may be replacing the 3 lock thruster assemblies that they used to have in the engine bays of the V2 ships. Because from what we've seen externally, via looking at weld marks, it doesn't seem to be any signs of those engine bay thruster things present in the V3 ships. And with it looking like, with the engine chill venting moving to the QD, it means they've now obviously got free space under the aft flap aero covers, which is probably why we're seeing the movement of those thrusters to underneath the aero covers. And from what I can see, these seem to be able to provide quite a bit more control. Because the 4 pipes, the ends of them, they're all bending in different directions. And I have seen people asking whether they can provide some kind of cooling for the aft flap hinge areas, and I guess they could provide some when they're in use. Yeah, that's pretty much the leading theory I've seen so far.
Oh, here goes another one from Jordan. I'm not sure if these are on X. I hope I'm doing the right thing here. Just quickly.
Yeah, that's on X.
Oh, good. So yeah, there's all this going on under the aft flaps. Yeah.
And yeah, look at. I was going to say, if you go into the top there and look at where they're going into the ship, some of you who are some of the eagle-eyed viewers, you may recognise those particular areas where those pipes are going in. It's those two little squares that are next to next to the aero covers that we saw when Ship 39's aft first went into the bay. That's what they're for. They're for these pipes.
Ah,
'Cause I know,
yep, I don't remember them. Yep.
because I know that was quite a big mystery when we first saw those. People didn't really know, what to think about those. But yeah, that's it.
Aren't they on 39? Aren't they on this? Aren't they just here?
Yeah, they're on there as well. They
Yeah.
are. Oh God, whereabouts are they? They are definitely on that test article.
Aren't they right below the hinge mount? About the top hinge?
There.
Yeah.
That's them there. Yeah.
So Booster Tribe moved everything inside the tanks, and ships move everything outside the tanks. Interesting.
Yeah. Because of course, yeah, that's the big thing to point out there as well. Unlike the V2 ships with the pipework underneath the aero covers that was going into the unpressurized part of the engine bay, these pipes are going straight into near the bottom of the LOX tank.
Above the dome, that's the aft dome there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are they for? Do you think? Did we ever find an answer what they actually for?
Yeah, we I think Nick, who's been obviously looking into this quite a bit, and she's normally quite good with the guesses, thinks that these might be replacing the 3 thrusters that we used to see near the bottoms of the V2 ship engine bays, and in fact, actually the V1 ships as well. They were present in those at one point.
Cool. Yeah, I did see. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Nick. They do awesome work. So they say you remember these pipes.
Because you'll see on ship 39, there's no weld marks visible where one of these would be in the engine bay.
Well, yeah, and when they put the placeholder on 18.3, those 2 barrels, it's just clean inside.
Yeah.
For the skirt stand-in.
Awesome. Hope that answers your question.
Probably
Yes,
helped
yeah,
a lot. Go on, Jake.
I'd say it'd be interesting if this is just optimization, or if they were actually getting some issues with the previous design. Or be interesting to know more about those.
I mean, if they're trying to keep from in training just getting gas buildup in there, just letting them vent straight outside the vehicle probably helps. And maintenance is probably easier to work on. With everything outside the vehicles and
That is the other big, I thought worth mentioning as well before we move on. That's the other big thing with these pipes as well now. With the previous design, they didn't get available gas to use for those until much lower down in the vehicle, till the prop levels had dropped quite a bit. But now these are slightly higher above the dome. They can get the more gas available for those for longer, basically.
Okay, forgetting about the ground photos.
ooh.
Shiny things.
Those were
Yes.
for 2 of the methane tanks haven't had their vent collectors. That's what those two funnel ones at Sanchez were.
Say what?
The ground shot you just showed. The one at Sanchez that had a bunch of pipes on the ground. Those two. They're the two methane tanks that they're for the vent, the bog gas collection.
Ah, hang on a minute. Might need to see. Hang on. Might need to see the aerial for that.
Or the ground photos from over there. Yeah, the two at the top of the frame. If there's the reverse angle, would be. Yeah, that one you can see. If you zoom in. No, it's the top the top of the four. Yeah, if you zoom in, you can see two of them are capped off at the top. Yeah, that's where those two connect to.
Very clever. Okay. Yeah. Oh, were they in the aerials? Those photos? Were they in aerial shots?
Probably.
They're at the front here, aren't they? Somewhere.
Yeah, they're right there on the ground. You can see them.
Yeah. Very good. Whoa, talk about all over the place just for a second. That's all good. That's how we roll on this show. All right, so let's. Didn't mean to bring these photos up. But didn't mean to go back over the Giga Bay, but I had forgotten we had all these ground shots. So all your Patreon members will have all these ground shots too. Do you know the guide dog? Do you know the guide dog's actually a guard dog some days? I'll tell you.
Yeah, Mr. Hal in chat was wondering if we know the reason for the plastic on the bottom of Giga Bay.
Paint.
Yep, keeping dust and dirt out of it.
Well, with the amount of
say,
wind that they've had blowing down there, the paint would go all over the place if they tried to paint without that up there.
yeah, I was going to say paint, aka the job security. Because
that's
there's
it.
certainly a lot of painting to do here.
That's when they remember.
They did this covering on each of these bays in turn, and they happened to be up to, except for that one, obviously. Then they happened to be up to this bay. They did the roller painting, with the rollers, which was kind of weird, on the front see here. But then it's going to make a liar of me. Oh, then in the interior, they must be using the actual protective covering. I guess they'll go higher and higher as they go up. Looks like they've got a fair breeze as we speak, but look at it. Cool. Thought that was there for wind blocking for welders, so I assume welding. Yeah, they do it for welding sometimes, for sure, but I think in this case it's just for painting.
They never give welders that much protection at Starbase.
Yeah, you just get your little sheet and just attach it to whatever you've got.
Yeah. A welding poncho.
So I don't think there's much more to go over the build site, to be honest. Might quick go over to the launch site, then we'll get on to the what we're supposed to be doing on the outside sites. I suppose the apartment building, I don't know, it's advancing as we would expect. Most of the roofing, I know Matt likes to keep track of the roofing here. Most of that part of the roofing is complete now. I mean, all that part now just got the triangle bit of roofing to put the insulation on, or whatever that top coat is.
Yeah, it's
Someone's saying
insulation.
the plant's got a blasting. Oh, they are too. They're not.
Oh
they're
yeah,
not
they
hanging
they
on.
got beat up by that cold. I knew they would.
Well, here's something that's okay.
Some of it, but you know, when you really look, you can see like they're pretty fried.
Oh. Looks like they're maybe. Oh no, they're working up here.
Because there was a
So
lot of them that were like hanging down on the walls and stuff, if you remember, and like there's only like that one little section left. See all the
Yeah, okay.
burned plant? Yeah, they got beat up pretty good.
I wonder if they got baked in the sun under the plastic rather than cold.
Probably a little bit of both, honestly.
Did they turn the water on?
Yeah, right.
Has it been cold enough? Has it been cold enough to hurt them down there? I mean, it's in the 80s right now down there.
Oh yeah, these were put in 3 or 4 weeks ago, right before we got that super cold weekend.
I was going to say, does it ever get cold in southern Texas?
You know, at my work, we've got a wall that's maybe 30 feet wide, 30 feet tall, and it's a living wall. It's got plants all over it. Really looks nice. It's automatically watered. The water system is in the wall. But the amount of money we spend a month on maintenance on that, I found out it's absolutely insane. It's like $4,000 or more a month just to have someone come in there and clean it up. I cannot imagine what the bill on maintaining that wall would be, because that's 20 times bigger than ours.
Sounds like a good contract, actually.
Right?
And then after the architects take all their pictures, they'll hire a new landscape architecture firm too.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong trade there, Todd.
They'll take the live plants out.
I'll take care of the wall. That's it. Just don't worry about me. I get the wall.
And the $4,000 a month. Don't forget that.
Yep. I'll even give you
That's
this
for like one section. I mean, I'm looking at that. Looks like, you know, a 16 grand job.
It has to.
So I'll take 12. Todd will do it for 4. And
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's Alex's
Yeah.
management fee.
We want seats for launches.
fine. I'll work on that.
I put a quote in once for a swimming pool upgrade, and the guy came back to me. I was doing it as a subcontract to another guy who had a contract for the. It was for a private school, and he sent the quote back to me and said, "Are you sure that's enough?" I said, "Actually, no. Now I think about it. I think it should be a bit higher." So I put it up another heap, and he said, "Yep, that's more like it." So that happens sometimes. Only sometimes.
Yeah, generally you can double your subcontract bill if you're billing directly, and you'll probably come in cheaper. This area is interesting because this is part of the land and the proposed land swap.
Looks like they're actually planning to be able to put their walkway through here. Like there's this little. Oh, they might always use this as outflow though.
Part of that is they don't own. Part of that, I think, heading towards the bottom of the frame downwards is part of in the land swap deals that was released. That bit, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Which I don't know where we're gonna talk about that now or after the launch site as we traverse the Rio area. Yeah, that's one of the parcels. Yes. There's like 1.5 acres in right by San Martin.
Now I do have that image. Hang on. Where are you? Yeah, I have everything organized till then I don't. So we've got this has come up.
As a Starbase parcel is the.
It's that tiny little bit.
Yeah, it's right after the road and from Star Factory, but yeah.
That's literally this little bit in here.
No, it's the one to the right below the factory at the end of the street downwards. So
Show
yeah,
it
if we
better.
have a nice picture of the back of the factory. Yeah, that parcel right there.
Gotcha, yeah. Oh, so that means I'll have to move the storm wall over here, yeah?
Throw it in the land bank. I don't know.
Give them room to put a new hovercraft parking right there.
I see, could be. I wonder why that piece of land they want out of all the bits and pieces around Starbase.
That's a sliver that's owned by the feds. I think it's just to
Square things off.
probably.
Yeah.
I mean, for land to be kept as parkland, that's in rough shape.
Yeah, for a long time it was the outflow just from all this area, just before they put all this drainage in all this area, the whole factory, everything used to just drain out through there.
Yeah. Yeah, more than likely that's all this would end up like they did at the end of the street, making their settling ponds. This is a section of the South Bays that everybody cares about.
South Bay that's to the north.
South of
South
the, yeah.
South of something. South of north of here. So this is also proposed divested land. Oh, proposed acquired land. Divested land. Does that mean they're getting it or they're giving it away?
Yeah, everything in red is what the feds want to give, what trade for what's in the magenta. And
gotcha.
yeah, but those are the parcels that are the most desirable, and the ones that they were originally wanting to trade to Texas. If you zoom out on the other side of the island, yeah, the Laguna Height, that's a main carrot.
Okay. So these
Yeah.
are parcels will land along the coastline there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where's the launch site? Is that here, isn't it?
It's down.
Bit more down. Yeah.
It's there. If you didn't download the whole report, there's better maps towards the end of the report.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, no, yeah. Sorry, I didn't know. I didn't go. Sorry, I forgot how far it is all there.
But I mean, most of what's around. Yeah, and if you go to the end of it,
I think it was 155, wasn't it? 155 to 164 or something like that.
Yeah, it's in the legal doc portion. Yeah, this is better, at least for. And then there's they have actual close-ups of the individual parcels.
Yeah, yeah. So that's 3 hour west. So these they're going to end up owning. They're going to be able to build on these, yeah.
Potentially get those. Most of those are owned by the feds.
Oh, there's the launch site there.
Yeah, there's the good map. So everything inside the yellow is owned by is what's being offered to trade for. So
Sorry, does that mean they're getting it or they're giving it away?
They would be getting. SpaceX would be getting what's in the yellow.
Nice. So that they could expand massive heaps out here.
Yes.
And this bit of here they could do any. So does that mean they're allowed to fill in the billabong?
That would all go to. There'd have to be the environmental work done to see if they could.
Thanks. I was supposed to do this as homework, but I just didn't.
Yeah,
And these are landmarks, aren't they?
they found artifacts. Like
Artifacts.
they're required to set up a museum if they get it for that battle. Which they could also, which is humorous, they could also include stuff that they're doing in. So
Is that
yeah,
a Civil War thing, or is that a war like with Mexico thing? I don't know my history.
Civil War, I believe, is. It was actually fought after the Civil War was ended, I thought, or is it the? Yeah, I don't think this is Mexican-American War stuff. It might be, but.
Yeah, I think it's all Civil War. That may be the museum I heard about when I was down there last fall.
Yeah. That's the museum that they'd have to build right by Rio West.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Palomito battle, Civil War. So I do like the 2 shipwrecks. I'm curious of what that's about.
Right?
I thought all the Civil War stuff was up further way up in America.
Texas was America then.
Yeah, but I thought it was more up in the middle of America somewhere. Anyhow, thanks. So that's good. So that will allow some even more expansions around the joint, yeah?
Yeah.
Because, boy, they're using pretty well every square inch of what they've already got, aren't they? Like, seriously.
Hey, Stephanie, for that shipwreck, you can actually drive up to it and, like, be inside the shipwreck. Like, it's on the... I've driven out there, and it's pretty cool.
So an old timber ship, yeah? So like an old timber wreck, is it, yeah? Oh,
I think they have
yeah, timber, thanks, yeah. Alrighty, let's go have a look at the launch site quickly before we go around to the others. So that's enough. Have we covered that enough event, dudes? That land swap stuff?
Yeah, I think you're good. It's basically what we said, I don't know, a month ago now, whatever that was. The only thing that would add on that is this also includes the Massey Way, although that doesn't really matter anyways, but this solidifies the fact they're going to take the right-of-way away. They're going to 100% own that.
Yeah, it would be.
Cool, thanks, dude. So fine. You actually stumbled across that document, didn't you? You weren't actually looking for that.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at that in particular. I just randomly stumbled upon it, that they were doing that. I just posted that after the news article that somebody was talking about the fact they're going to try to do something next to the launch site, which we dispelled immediately, obviously. And I'm also, the other thing I was going to say, I was surprised they have more land on South Padre that they didn't want to swap. So that's interesting that they wanted to swap the South land rather than South Padre land.
I mean, the Laguna Height parcel is there. That's a sweetener. Because that's the main one that they're trying to tempt Texas with.
Yeah, and I think the other point I'd make is this kind of dispels the idea of expanding the launch site ever, unless they come up with, I guess they can come up with other land or just purchase from Texas the land around the launch site, but...
Cool.
But it also increases how large they could make their test site for Massey's.
Right, which I think is what this whole Starbase was supposed to be originally, and then they just somehow stumbled into being a double launch site.
If they're for polar orbit, this is their only easy launch site.
Until they do Vandy.
Yeah, but they haven't actively said. I mean, Space Force is tempting them to do Vandy, but that would be 2 years out minimum.
So apparently that was the last battle of the U.S. Civil War. Was
The
east of Brownsville, where Starbase is, and the Confederates won that battle. So not getting
after
political at all there. That's just a bit of history.
it was after, and it was after the Confederates surrendered as well.
Okay.
Lines of communications back then.
Yeah, of course. I think that happened in the Second World War too. Some places like up on the Kokoda Trail and that there was the war had finished and they didn't know about it till quite some time afterwards. They didn't know the war actually ended.
Yeah, there's a lot of the islands in the Pacific where there's incidents of that.
Our Australian armies had a lot to do with the Kokoda Trail up in New Guinea, where we're keeping the Japanese at bay. Yeah.
Whereas B-29 or 25s were used, what the Mitchells heavily used there. Anyway.
We all seem to, and I don't think it's a bad thing. We all celebrate our own country's military's victories and perils and experiences. And yeah, the Australian Army definitely has, and Air Force and Navy all have lots of lots of those sort of stories to tell through the various wars. All right, back to Starbase anyway.
Oh, come on, is it not naval hour? Oh wait, Webby isn't here, so.
Oh, that was awesome.
I mean, if you're bringing up the war in the Pacific, and a lot of U.S. logistics went through there.
Enough of that.
Speaking of, we've got way closer shots of JFK this week.
I'm just about to head out there, I promise. I'm just going to quickly go over anything we need to talk about in detail here at the launch site, which I don't think so, except for my little speculation that I've found where that electrical bunker's going. Like perhaps on these right here.
Or those are all for the cooling towers, because if you see they're extending on the other area.
I thought they'd be the cooling towers. I didn't know that. Oh,
That
maybe
whole
they're over there.
it's going to be cooling towers.
Oh, the whole thing right across.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
And then the bunker over here still.
I think on the plans, the bunker is where's that conduit stacked. At the top. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, that'd make sense too. Yeah, so this is this is pretty full on. So that's what screamed to me, electrical bunker, because of all the pop-ups, yeah. But
Yeah, the pop-ups are going to be everywhere.
oh, there's more there, yeah. Oh, they're everywhere.
And
They're everywhere.
yeah.
Oh, look at that. They actually are everywhere. Wow, I didn't.
Yeah, that's it's.
Holy cow, Batman. Holy pop-ups, Batman. Okay, well, okay. I've changed my mind. You've changed my mind yet again, Alex. My goodness, you keep doing that to me. Can't have a free thought when you're around.
Sorry.
No, not at all. Don't ever be sorry. You never have to apologise to me. Thank you. Oh, unless you be a real. Anyway, we won't go there. You never liked that anyway. You've never been like that to me, ever. There's more pop-ups down in here.
They're everywhere now.
Yeah, it's starting to get electrical all done. So there's still not a lot of plumbing. Done like, I noticed they put like a bracket in here, and they put these crossbars in that were sitting over there near the old tank farm, Locks farm. Now on the ground shots, here there's one on the corner of this. Yeah, that one there. Would that brace all the way over to here? It's quite a way across.
Yeah, and if you look at the back corner, straight across, see that bracket, and head down to the center there. And then if you go to where the LOX pumps used to be,
Oh, it's just out of shot. Yeah, hang on. One of these shots has it all in it. This one.
they have all the giant struts that they are still putting
Yes.
together. But yeah, interesting cross bracing. They seem especially long to me as well.
So they're helping to hold this tower up?
I'm assuming that's...
Or are they keeping it all, like, rigid for the plumbing's sake?
I mean, that plumbing usually will have bellows for movement.
For heating and cooling, contraction and expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it kind of odd to have, that's braced. Yeah, anyway, whatever. They know what they're doing. They're very good
It's
at it.
also pointed directly towards a trench exit. The launch pad scraps flame trench. Whether it's needed,
Oh, I see what you're saying. We're in the blast range. Okay, that might make, that's probably why that could be more to the point. Come on, words come out of my mouth. You can do it.
Words are hard.
Some days, I tell you. Alrighty, so any real questions? I mean, we cover this heaps. I'm sure most of the people in our audience right now have not only heard the show and tell, but they've also heard the live stream. So I sort of don't want to go over too much over and over, but I mean, it's always awesome being able to have these little bit longer conversations with you all day.
Yeah, we don't have any extra questions right now.
Cool. So I notice they've filled this little hole in and they're starting to use a bit of this sort of material. They've moved their hole digging over to this area now. They're, whatever, not hole digging, but they're
Compaction.
down a lot. Compaction, yeah. So is this, the question was asked, is this an afterthought? They thought to come back and thought, oh no, we should do this, or is this just a normal sort of procedure?
They came out and they just put down the bulk material. They didn't do the limited amount of compaction they did was just spreading it when they dumped it. Now they're actually compacting it for whatever loads they expect to be here.
Yeah.
And from the depths they're going, they're they plan on something heavy being here.
Well, there is that staging pad somewhere here.
Yep.
So we may even see some piles in here, perhaps, or maybe not.
It depends what sort of point loading.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily need piles. There's not a tower.
Yeah. But all this sort of stuff in here should have piles under it more than likely, yeah. Like all this stuff did.
Only the heavy point loads seem to get piles. The tanks and that's about it.
Oh, these didn't have piles, did they?
Nope. That's just a big big raft.
Big raft, yeah. So that's where a big raft would work, sorry, because I'm speaking Aussie. Whereas over here, that big raft didn't kind of work as good as planned with the Lego pad.
I disagree. I think it worked fine.
Okay.
Every pad will bird bath, and every pad will have a certain amount of especially exterior, you're going to slope it for drainage.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't buy into that theory that the pad that was sinking.
I'm sinking. Oh, that's the Wicked Witch from the West, isn't it? I'm shrinking. Oh no, I'm melting. Sorry. Never mind. All right. Is this the great big pile of dirt you talk about, Jake, over here, or is it the one over there?
They're everywhere.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, where's Jake?
I'm right
Where
here.
is he?
Yeah, which pile were you talking about?
I think we saw it in the ground photos. There was a big pile of dirt over
Oh,
here.
no, the
one over
main
here.
one I was referring. Yeah, near part 2. It's yeah.
Yeah. Is this that compaction thing, Alex, or is that just stockpiling?
They're stockpiling and they're compacting as they go over here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they primarily compacted where their roadway was and where they're staging.
Yeah, cool. We had a little trip down memory lane trying to work out where the hopper had an external skin and internal tank the other day. Show and tell. Kind of looks like hopper has an external skin. But that's nothing.
Well, it lost a lot of that in FTS1.
There's another photo too, but it's got lost. Anywho, let's go look around the other sites, what we're supposed to do on here. Okay, ports. Now, a question about the ports while we're just running around the ports was, did one of the oil rigs return? And no, it didn't, by the way.
But they're rebuilding one of the berths back there.
In that shot
are
right there, they're
rebuilding-
doing a lot of piles or something right there. I don't know if they're taking them out or putting them in.
They're putting them in. There used to be they pulled out what was here, because this used to be where they used to drop off a lot of this SpaceX stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, was it the what got dropped off here? Not the towers thing. Was it the towers thing?
The tower, I thought, got dropped off here. Some of the tanks did as well.
Yeah.
That
Is
looks
there
like,
gonna-
Sorry, Alaska?
looks like a bunch of old wooden piles off to the bottom there.
Yeah,
Well,
those
they've got a
ones that are-
whole ton of stacked down there still to go.
No, the ones in the water. All those
Yeah.
are old wooden ones from an old.
Right.
There was probably an old dock there.
Yeah, that was the old dock they used to use a lot.
Not using pile sheet piles along here. I would have thought they might do that. But they got their guides in for the driving these piles down, so they're just getting driven in, and I guess they'll get filled with concrete or whatever later on.
They're going
this is
pretty
a
far
hydraulic
down
hammer.
too.
Yeah, they're going down a lot. Yeah, so these are the hydraulic hammers, similar to what they're using for sheet piles, I'd imagine.
It's a vibrating hammerhead, yeah.
Are there
Go on.
Were there any berths in the port at the moment where they could roll any of the Starship vehicles straight onto the barge, or they still got to
That's
construct something for that?
That's what I was wondering. It's a barge at the lower right. It looks like that barge is coming in right at ground level.
But they'll have to
They
come in
also-
from the end zone, won't they, with the Starship vehicles, I think. Especially if
Yeah.
you're going to have a sort of roof over the top.
Further down, they also have, I've seen barges and other cargo vessels that go straight into a berth where the front will meet up with the dock.
Oh, that's what you're saying. But it depends on the tide too, doesn't it, of course? But yeah, they've got to have, they want to be able to roll them straight on, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tide and how much ballast you have in your tanks.
Yeah, ballast. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But yeah,
we've
that's
seen them.
go on, Darth.
I was just going to say we've seen them do that at the turn base and at KSC. They'll have to adjust the ballast as they're loading and unloading.
Yeah. So maybe this. So I think what you're saying, these docks are too high. Some of these.
Yeah, they would need
Yeah.
something that they could they have that you can just roll right, a roll off sort of berth.
It was this dock, I think, the tower sections came in, but they'd lifted them up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just had to think there for a sec.
I know some of the stuff came. I think the deluge stuff came to the end of the one they're rebuilding.
Where is it? It's further back. Where's the port connector road? Wasn't there? No, it's further back again.
That's it.
That's
It's
it.
right there. It's on the left, Stephanie.
On the left, by lower down, it's
But that's where the tower sections were parked. Yeah, over here, from here.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Here. They were parked in here, which now is all under dirt.
Yeah. I mean, you got to pay for rent.
All right, so we jumped the heaps forward over there to try and find that. So, are we speculating this may be being built for SpaceX or by SpaceX? Could be a thing.
I don't know if it's by. I mean, we could probably do a search for it, but and the only thing is they've used it before.
Is
Yeah.
more likely just the port turning basin dock that they're building there.
Yeah. I mean, SpaceX might lease it for a period of time.
Yeah.
Spuds.
Is this guy? Is he picking up his own legs, or is that just?
Yeah, he's picking up his spud because they're moving their barge.
Oh, cute little power unit, like a tiny ship. Alrighty, so yeah, well that's that area, and then, and there is. Look, that looks like it's almost roll on, roll up too. To be honest.
From the side, yeah.
That's another place that SpaceX stuff is unloaded in the past.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Yeah, the two big tanks came here, were rolled off here. The two fat methane ones.
Oh, okay, they came here. Cool. Oh, these are loaded up to go on. Wow. So they put them on the rail. Put them on rail as well. Man, that's a long rail car. Holy moly. You have to be careful where they take that train. Alrighty, I think everyone wants to see the ship.
The ship is in Patreon Lounge. What you keep calling the JFK is not that anymore.
Is that what it used to look like?
That's the new one. That's why you
that's
can't
the
call
new
the
one.
other one JFK anymore.
Cool.
It's just scrap now.
This is the second Ford class carrier. It was out for sea trials a couple weeks ago.
Yep, with electric catapults. The magnets. I tell you, I won't go there. Sorry, that was a joke. I'll just leave it at that. If you know, you know.
It's got that new boat smell.
Raw sewage?
Yeah, that too.
Too soon?
I mean,
I have a little story. We were doing a flyover when they were pulling it into the port. and we had a really long conversation with Fred about him wanting to land a little Cessna on. He
Oh
really
wow.
considered it.
Yeah, because you could. You wouldn't need a rest of cable or anything. You could definitely land a Cessna on it.
Touch and go.
Yes,
Even
that's
so,
actually.
yeah.
I kept thinking when they were bringing it in, it's like, yeah, just land the plane on it. I thought that would have
Plenty
been
of
absolutely fine.
So you can see that smoke there. They're actually cutting up the last part of the deck right now. If you scroll way in, you can see the guys in their outfits with the cutting torches.
I was going to say, in an Alaskan plane, Alaska, you may be able to take up and land across the deck. Yeah, let me look in here. Oh, over here, yeah.
My friend's Champ used to lift off in 30 feet.
Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 of them on the deck right now, and when you look around, you can actually see the lines where they've been cutting and stuff.
Yeah.
That is, I know these guys are used to it. That's one hell of a job, isn't it? Cutting
Yeah.
up all this kind of stuff.
Look at the internal workings of the cat, little runners and that.
Good job, security.
Yeah.
Got a lot
There's
to
a
do.
couple of them. There's a couple of them too. There's more than just that one. There's this one and the one next door, and there's a couple over the road. Yeah, she's looking less and less. Looking into all the different compartments is kind of interesting. All the bulkhead doors. Man, it must be so easy to get lost in these things. Look at all these things, all this infrastructure.
That's the anchor chain wells. And they're windlasses.
Oh, yep.
Is that what that is?
Yep.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
Oh, that's the anchor chains coming down to here somewhere. Is that what that is?
Yeah, if you guys have never seen a video of them letting loose those chains, it's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, boy, do they go.
Yeah.
And then when you see one snap, oof.
Thought we had
See
a
one with a
shot from
break
the other
went in.
side. Oh, sorry, Todd.
I was just saying, I seen a video where the brake went out and it just went out of control until the thing just let out completely. But man, it was wild to be in that room.
Yeah, it almost looks like a
Yeah.
bomb going off.
Yeah, you got to be careful around some of these things. Oh, I thought I had a shop on the other side, but I must be wrong. Yeah, these steam catapults. So I knew a guy who worked on these aircraft carriers. The high pressure steam in here, you got to be careful because it can be. But there's a leak, you can't see it. You can't, because the high pressure superheated steam. You can't see it because it doesn't become visible for a bit. But it's enough to like pressure and whatever to like cut your arm up, and that you got to be really careful around it.
It's called dry steam.
Dry steam, yeah.
Got to walk around with a rag on a stick.
Oh, not a canary. You need a rag on a stick. I see.
Yeah.
So what? So it's sort of like, I suppose at the back they're starting to come down the next level on the deck. Man, that's a massive. It's still, the hangar's still going. It must. Well, I suppose it stopped somewhere because it's not hanger up this end, so it must stop under here somewhere. Is that like a loading? Maybe that's a. Is that the hangar deck? Looks like it, doesn't it?
Gun deck, maybe? Looks like something's been taken off there.
Didn't even realise that was there.
Is that the command there for their steering when they're docking? You have a guy stationed there?
Yep.
Maybe. You see video of people on those walkways here sometimes. It's kind of cool video footage. So the wing's pretty well decent sized plane. The wing is sort of hanging over the edge here. There's mechanical things in here too. Looks like they were getting behind on the painting there a bit. I'm sure that's burn marks from cutting it all up. So this thing's not overly. They're not armed, are they? Do they have missiles? Are these armed at all?
See was there are armament. Right there, the little R2D2s in the front. They have a couple. No, those I think are all radars. They have a couple Seawoods on them.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it.
they're the guns that have about 1 million bullets per second, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they use
Oh, yeah.
the phalanx as well as some missile launchers and stuff.
Yeah, their main armaments are just destroyers.
Yeah.
They're vertical
Oh,
launches.
and their own aircraft, I guess, too.
Well, I mean, they're close in defense. It's all missile based from their pickets.
So this hasn't had aircraft yet? Oh, it's got its landing cables there, I see.
Yeah, I'm sure that they did some of that checking before they went out for sea trials. They wouldn't release it for sea trials if they hadn't tried all that stuff, made sure it was working right.
Not a bad looking vessel for I mean, I don't like war, but not a bad looking vessel.
Small city.
The nuclear vessels. Where's the nuclear vessels? That'd be from Star Trek, yeah.
They're in Alameda.
The what's that was called? The
Voyage
what was that
Home.
one?
The one with the wells. The Voyage Home.
Yeah, they went back in time to get the whales. Yeah. Because that Voyager needed to hear the whales. That's right. Alrighty, let's keep going with the port. Oh, here it is. I did have a photo this way around. I thought there was this photo. This is interesting. This little forward bit over here. It's like, who gets to live up in there? Amazing. It's good. It's really interesting to see a ship like this. Man, I could have put so many airplanes down here, or jets, sorry. Fighters, reconnaissance, helicopters.
Prop planes.
Yeah, a few prop planes, yeah, a few reconnaissance aircraft. All these units here.
What ship was this?
It was a KFC. JFK.
CVN 57.
It's not called JFK anymore. I'm wrong. I'm wrong calling it JFK.
CV-67.
It was a JFK.
It's followed by the 67. That's its actual.
I think the new one is 76.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously?
CVN. Yeah.
Was that a by coincidence? I wonder. Anyway, minor detail. But yeah, to answer whatever. Go ahead.
Was it coal-fired, was it? Steam.
Steam, yeah.
They're all steam.
Yeah, it was not nuclear.
Yeah.
Steam vessel as well.
Coal-fired boiler, steam.
Coal fire or heavy oil? I'm not sure.
Oil.
Heavy oil.
Yeah.
I don't think there's. I don't know when the last time the Navy had coal burners.
The Titanic.
Bunker oil.
So that'll be the port. Yeah, no oil refinery thing. Okay, we're supposed to do actual Starbase sites. We'll quickly go around Starbase sites now. We're on Starbase things. Those tanks are still as they were. Nothing exciting going on there.
Yeah, I do wonder what the deal is with those Dalish tanks. I mean, it's not there for so long now.
Nice panorama. It's a bit whitewashed, but yeah. So, Massey's Way, I believe.
Think so, yeah.
Yeah,
I know in
that's it.
other some good shots of where they were widening the road.
Yeah, it's like here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this the road widening, and then maybe this will be more like the road duplication sort of width?
I haven't looked if they've published the actual how detailed their maps are that they've made public.
Putting infrastructure in.
I drove out there, when was it, on Sunday, and I didn't see any signs that said the road was closed to the public. So, I mean, I got on the road, I drove as far as possible up to the gate, and, well, yeah, the road's pretty nice.
Well, there's no signs there. Well, I mean, drive on in. Because, yeah, there was a debacle about whether you're allowed to drive in there or not, but I mean...
It's a private road.
No one told you to nick off, so... It's a nice road now. It's concrete, that's for sure.
But if this deal goes through, that any access to that road will be gone.
Okay, cool. I'm not going there yet. Okay, pirate ship time. I think there's a closer photo. There's a pirate ship in here. So I'm thinking this is a primary school rather than a secondary school. So I don't know, you just have the same thing, primaries, kinder to 6th, and then 7 to 12 secondary or high school.
I'm thinking they're going to keep the original school as like a preschool, and then this one's going to be like elementary, and then in the area that they're starting to work on right there, I think that'll probably be like a middle high, because they're starting to clear out all those trees and stuff up there as well. But that's my speculation.
So the listing said like infancy through 12, but it also said phase 1. So I'm curious, like you're talking about, is there going to be a second building for high school or something?
Yeah, because the one there is just, unless you're only going to have a handful of kids, it's just too small for all those grades.
Well, also, not to skip back to this, they also wanted land next to Ad Astra, so I'm curious if they're going to redo the original Ad Astra, because they're asking for land over there now.
Yeah.
Old Ad Astra down here, yeah.
Yep, land right there next to it, they want that as well.
These ones or those ones?
No, other side, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if they were to purchase this land, can they straight away build on it because it's already been built on, or is it still regulations?
They could probably rebuild on it. It's very specific what you can and can't build on, if it's protected or not.
We've pulled up the map before, but if you look at the wetland map, if it doesn't have the green on it, you're pretty safe to build on it. You probably still need to put in some paperwork, but you're pretty safe. Not that map.
But that Brad is, yeah. I think you can see on this part of the land they're trying to get over
Oh, you can see. Yeah, you can see the land at the top next to Ad Astra there, a little notch.
Yeah, just over the IC in Monica.
Internal combustion. What?
I don't even know what Monica is. I have to look that up, honestly.
I think that's another name for Highway 4. I'm sort of guessing. I've been thinking. I've seen it now a couple of times. Maybe Highway 4 actually has a name. Oh, look, they're already doing the beautification, and it looks like there's going to be a nice walk. Oh, that's your whole big entry, nice little entryway.
Yeah, they made good progress on the extension to get the road in there and everything.
Over here, yeah.
Yeah,
There
that
wouldn't
was,
be a great deal of students at Starbase, I wouldn't imagine. I would imagine there's less than 50 students, maybe, for the school, maybe 100.
well, to put it in perspective, I live in a town of 2,500 people, and we've got a completely full elementary and middle high school, and Starbase employs 3,500 people currently.
Yeah, but I think the demographic here is younger, not so much families.
Yeah, but I think that's part as they hire more people, they're trying. It'll age up. Their population will age up.
Yeah, plus as people put down roots in the area and stuff, they're going to want to start families and things like that.
And if it's a very high quality school, that's a good perk to try and entice people. The
I
lengths.
could imagine this school being very high quality and being small.
Yeah,
I would imagine it being a very attractive school, to be honest.
I mean, the lengths people go to where I live for the right school district is it's sad that it's come to that.
Plus, if I'm right, don't they have like 12-hour shifts there? So, I mean, having a place for your kids to stay, basically while you're at work is definitely a big plus.
Big giant daycare center. You call it daycare? You don't call it daycare, do you? Where you take kids when you go to work?
Yeah, daycare or after school care.
Yeah. What's going on over here? Still carrying away. It's still nothing moved to Libya yet.
Is that bags of that gravel stuff over the side there? Or is that something else?
Yep. Oh, I would imagine. It looks like the same packaging anyway. They're certainly using that a lot lately. It's like Starbase is funny. They kind of do things for ages and ages, and a new product of whatever will come along. I'm not necessarily to do with groundwork either. And then all of a sudden, it's used everywhere. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, here's a good idea. And then, oh, let's use it everywhere.
I was going to say there's some happy companies, especially this one they're getting all the gravel from.
There's also regulatory things that push construction various directions.
Yeah. Oh, this is that site we saw earlier, but the semi's pulling away now. I mean, the cement truck. So I'm guessing that's near Macy's. Yeah, that's Macy's Way, yeah. Oh, look, there's PM2 there. Is that the one that, oh, there's two. Oh, that's what brought 39 here, maybe, or
yeah,
took 39.1 away.
They seem to like just having a couple of SPMTs staged in MRCs at most times now, from what I can see.
I mean, they're running out of parking places, so
there's that as well. Yeah.
And now those bump outs that they were putting in this road are starting to make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
To park these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soon this will be all theirs, and
they do whatever they want with it. Still missing a few units.
Yeah, still 3 more to go.
Almost looks like, oh no, that's the mirror. Oh, they're mirrors. I was going to say, it almost looks like there should be one there, but there's not. They're mirrors. I didn't realize that before. They're kind of mirrors. Well, they're kind of mirrors and kind of aren't. They're kind of mirrors but out of line. Anyway, enough of that. Oh, this angle about Astra gives you a better look at the yellow pirate ship. How cute.
Yeah, they started adding a little bit more to the left also, and that other little triangle. Nope, further to the left.
Further over.
Yep.
I mean, this screams their demographic of kids are expecting.
Well, and that's why I expect that this is going to be an elementary school, because they're really putting in a lot of play area there.
Yeah.
Yeah, primary school. Like I said, primary school.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at the road coming in, it's obvious that, oh yeah, we're just building half of it. No, the double coming in from Highway 4, where L.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I've noticed that before. That's what's going to be a teen section. There's more parking along here perhaps too. Yeah. Looks like they're going to have maybe little garden beds in here too. Perhaps. I noticed them doing that a bit like around doing in Australia too. They're very much integrating, growing your own, growing food, and making it part of school activities to have some kind of communal sort of veggie patch. Oh, they're going well with the walls here and all the different classrooms. Good on. It's good to see their well, I mean, they have to, I guess, looking after their employees. I guess it's part of smart businesses to look after employees as much as you can. And there's kickbacks too, of course. They'll go off to college and come back. Oh, there's another big, massive pile of dirt.
That's been there.
Yeah.
Plus, when you look at the road up there, it's a lot more further along as well.
Yeah, some of those things BJ has been talking about for some of the perhaps bridge crane stuff. Some of these particular odd bits of steel. I think these in particular.
Yeah, it was those.
Man's dedicated. I'll give him that. Man, it's good to see. There's some more of that road. See, it almost looks like doubling there, doesn't it? Looks like that looks like 4-lane straight up. And maybe they'll even bring the road over here for a while, like they say, then redo that road. That's looking like another 2 lanes here. With
the median they were talking about.
And the median in the middle.
Yeah.
I guess that's where medians go, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. You would think so, but
Classic foot in mouth. So this looks like more like closer to Brownsville, yeah. Oh, hang on. Oh no, this is the
that's the LNG plant.
LNG plant. So let me just finish with things around Starbase. Like here, your materials are still sort of hanging around, Matt.
Yeah, there's a decent amount going on. I had the pictures lined up, but if you remember, I was going to do these sections.
Oh, go for it.
Well, it's all right. You're on it right now, but you can see that they're getting ready to put a whole bunch more palm trees in. They're all lined up along that newer section of road up there. So they still have a little bit around the center to put in. You can see them lined up along the road and in that area. So they're starting to clear that area a lot more than what it was just a few weeks ago as well, where they have some of those trees started. And then if you move down a little
Yeah,
ways.
go back up here again for a sec. Sorry, hang on. Sorry. Oh, I see. Yep. Sorry, I totally forgot about that little deal. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. There's some there, and then there's some in that little intersection. There's a few staged in there as well, which I find kind of funny too, because those 4 that are standing up there, 3 to 4 weeks ago, those 4 were actually turned the other way and planted. So I don't know why they picked them up and changed them, but whatever.
Winds would be my guess.
Yeah, possibly. But yeah, if you go down a ways, off to the left, just above Chompy's, there is a big open section right there that has the little RV on it. Just a few weeks ago, there was actually a shed and like a home with an older RV attached to it. So they've now cleared that all out, and now there's that newer RV that's kind of sitting there right now. And then just below that, just above Chompy's there, they're starting to do a little bit more groundwork down there. You can actually see one palm tree actually dug in over there. That's all new and everything. Yep. And they've finished the cladding on the outside of Chompy's and everything, so it looks like their outside is basically finished there.
Cool.
Yeah, a lot more concrete work done right there and in front of the rec center. And then if you go a little bit farther to the right, there's that open area on the other side of the road, which that was full of stuff and it's now cleared out now. So we might see something there pretty soon.
Well, what are those weird rectangles and squares on top of all the roofs there?
Viewing decks.
Really? Okay.
Also like the roof type lounge area.
That may be here too.
Yeah, I saw them over there at first, and it's like, okay, I'll wait and let them talk for a little bit. But yeah, viewing decks. Okay.
Yeah, as you can see, there's actually picnic tables up there.
And there's 2. So these are duplexes. So multi-level, 2-level. I don't know. Do you think they're multi-story duplex or like 4 apartments in here? Not sure.
I think we were thinking there's 4 in there and then 2 in the smaller.
So it's still not a good idea to jump in the pool. A lot of these windows and that here, this area here changes a bit too, Matt, doesn't it, in here?
Yep. Yep, they got basically all those windows out of there.
So they're all on here now. Oh, look, there's
yeah, and there's a few down
again.
in the actual parking lot still.
They've got that design again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just in that one spot, what on this whole site, this whole job site, they've got that one bit of it, just that one little remnant of it, relic of it.
The land that they still do to build on further to the up to the top of this photo where they got the. Do you reckon it's basically going to be a copy and paste of what they've already got built there, or they're going to be? Do you reckon it'll be different types of housing there again in that new area?
I'm going to guess it's going to be pretty well exactly the same.
That's my guess.
They may use a different bicky cutter, but they'll use bicky cutters nonetheless.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But there's 4 bicky cutter shapes here. Every 4th house starts the same again. They may use 4 different shaped bicky cutters, or they just may be exactly the same.
Did I miss it already? Did they finally get a grocery place for these people, or a supermarket?
I'm not sure whether that's part of this rec center or not. Hang on, isn't there one at the build site?
It's supposed
Yeah,
to be
this
Buzzsaw.
it's the one near the Starlink building. It's where the BFC crane used to be. Apparently, that's been turned into a grocery store now.
Sure, there's a picture of it somewhere.
But yeah, ideally they need something more up Real West way as well, really, don't they?
Apparently, that's a supermarket.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. You got to have food.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no
There's
one
even,
go to Brownsville all the time.
there's even a Japanese restaurant in the village. I don't know if you talked about that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So, someone I can't remember who it was now. Actually, shared photos of inside of that building the other day. And I tell you what, it looks really nice in there.
There's a Japanese restaurant.
Well, what's that mean? Sushi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sushi bar.
I'll see if I can find the photos of it before we finish.
Thanks.
There's a lot more to Japanese cuisine than just sushi.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry,
I've never
Matt,
had it, so that's why I asked.
To
Sorry, Matt,
answer the
that
question, the
was
corner
a
is
bit of-
supposed to be
Oh, sorry.
the corner is supposed to be the actual grocery store, which they've just now cleared. So I'm curious to see if they do anything. But you remember they rebid that restaurant, which is now not a restaurant. It's just a bring your own beer area. So
Chompies.
right, that was supposed to be a restaurant. They rebid that to what it's now, just bring your own beer.
Okay. So that ain't. So a BYO license might be a lot easier than licensing the establishment. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got the sushi bars. I can't. They obviously know about what's going on. I guess they just asked the people who live there, and they thought that's what they wanted.
Okay.
It's their town. I don't know how Texas does their liquor licenses. If it's county level or if it's city level.
Hey, Stephanie, I sent you the post on Patreon Lounge for that restaurant.
Hikaru.
I don't know. I don't know who Mark M is. It could be somebody that works there. I mean, considering that it's a closed, gated community already. So, but we're playing that game on X about. We were posting a picture of something random on the flyovers, and they had to guess like where it's at. He's like, "Where am I at?" I'm like, "I don't know."
I think I saw another post from him. I think he said he's friends with someone that works there, so hence how he managed to get in there.
What does Hikaru mean, Matt?
I couldn't tell you. It's probably just a name, honestly. But I can tell that's an Akita.
That's just I know a Japanese grandmaster for chess. That's his name, Hikaru.
Oh yeah, he's good.
What does that say, Matt? Sorry.
Stop it.
My mistake. He's a super grandmaster.
So it is just sushi. No, I'm sorry to reduce. Japanese cuisine is quite the art, and it's not just sushi. Yeah, it's by far not just sushi.
Hey, they have tempura. No,
maybe
I'm kidding.
some Korea.
Oh, now it's gonna get ugly.
Yeah, don't start with me.
Yeah.
That says Hikaru, by the way.
Yeah, Hikaru.
No, the symbol.
Oh, okay.
The character, sorry.
Yeah, see, I don't know the whole language. That's why I had no clue what that one was.
How do you know that, Bente?
Chat GPT.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Also, I could probably go look at Hikaru's GM Hikaru's name, and I'm assuming that's what it looks like as well. But I didn't go do that.
Of course, AI is so good like that. Oh, I know AI has its limitations, but for some things, I'm really enjoying AI like that.
Wish it wasn't called AI because it's not an intelligence. But hey,
how many apartments are in that one location? 300, maybe less.
Lots. Apartments. Well, there's those 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So there's those what?
It's quite a few.
5 times 4 plus 2 times 4
Yeah,
plus
28 right there.
I cannot do math today either. I think those are singles,
Yeah, I'm pretty
but
sure.
they're like skinnies.
Duplexes.
But yeah, they could be an up and down duplex.
Yeah. Just count the driveway, the garages,
Yeah.
because it's a garage and 2 acre.
That's a good idea.
And then there's these single houses. These aren't duplexes. These are married quarters, I guess you call them. Family
Management.
quarters. Management.
Engineers, yeah.
Management.
The
Management
higher
and
ups.
subordinates.
The bougies.
Bougies and the non-bougies. There's the boat. Oh, there's a launching ramp right there. Boat ramp. Now tell me, where you put a trailer onto a car, is that called a... What do you call that on the back of a car where you put a trailer on?
Hitch.
Hitch?
No, it's a tow bar with a tow ball in it.
Hitch?
Some don't have
Trailer
some don't
hitch.
have those bars. They just have a hitch.
Yeah, check out that interesting little thing right there.
Yeah, I've
Right.
seen a grand photo of that. Apparently
Yeah.
it works.
What on earth is that?
The
Is that an
hovercraft.
arrow?
Looks
A
like
boat?
an airboat.
Good grief.
Oh wow.
I thought it was a hovercraft. Could be just an airboat though.
Could be a hovercraft.
Made out of a
I'll go
car
with
or
a
something.
hovercraft.
It's a hover. You can see the skirt.
H for hover.
Yeah.
Home built special.
Yeah, that too.
Looks like a real old one though.
Half a car.
Just couldn't see the lift motor. Maybe the lift motor's in
I'm
there.
going to be honest. It looks like something off Top Gear.
Yeah.
With the Fast and Furious spoiler.
Yeah, it's the Clarkson.
Right.
Wait a minute, what's the
Top
say on
Gear
that roof,
special.
that building? Do you
It's a
see
roost,
it?
isn't it?
Yeah, Raptor Roost.
Sorry about that. Yeah, then there's the outpost for Rocket Ranch, outpost over here. That's where Dave Avery sets up his little DJ stand when they're doing a launch.
Does he live down there now?
What?
Does Dave live down there now?
No, he flies down there most weekends though to help out at the Rocket Ranch.
I was going to say you might not permanently live there, but you might as well call it semi living down there. So often he's there in Starbase.
He could just jump on a jump seat, right? What's his day job?
Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey
I
Stephanie,
don't
there's
think he can do jump seat, but he can get he flies free.
Jump seat's funner than free flying, but
Go, Mauricio.
Oh yeah, Stephanie. Well, on that note, talking about Dave, I don't know if I should. I don't think I ever mentioned it, but when I was traveling in Colorado, yeah, he got me into one of the simulators for the 777, and
Nice.
yeah, that was fun. But
That
I was, yeah, that was pretty cool. There was another thing I was going to mention to you. There's one outpost that we don't really talk about. It's that one. If you zoom in the center of the screen, that's Maria Pointer's lot, and she sells tickets as well. It's higher.
The gravel pit, right there.
That's it. Back down a little bit.
Yep, right there.
The reason I mention it is because she's given me, she's let me be on there a couple times. So, you know, I know it's worth, you know, making sure that people know that there's, when Rocket Ranch Outpost fills up, you know, this one's pretty available. So if y'all want to check that one out, I think she has a website. That's another way to view the launch.
Nice.
And if you're a member of her, Proton or her Patreon group, you can use her porta potties.
Proton, that was funny. Sorry, don't mean to laugh. Sorry. Cool, thanks, Marisha. Oh, in the 777. So you got to little? Did you get to do you did some flying in it? Did you, Marisha?
Yeah, I did. I flew the 777 with the assistance of, well, Dave was helping us out with the. I just wanted to get in the air and just try the landing, on that 777. I did try the landing, but I think it was. I don't think I would have done some damage to the landing gear at that point. But I did land the plane, so it did work out.
Hey, what better to feel how accurate the hydraulics are? I assume it's you're in the. Go on.
No, it just felt realistic. It was the ones that with the hydraulics but it made you nauseous to some extent if you were not doing the flying. So we were like, I was flying with some coworkers that were pilots, and they were like, they were ecstatic to be there. They never thought because we were flying the Caravan. They were flying the Caravan, which is it's like the Cessna but on steroids. So
that one's a skydiving kind of planes, or?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like twice. It's like 3 times the size, 4 times the size of the Cessna that we currently fly, and yeah, a lot more passengers. Yeah. There it is. Yeah, for the company that I was I was operating the camera, so we had a camera underneath the plane. I was the one operating it. And that was just happened to be in Colorado. Yeah, shout out to Dave. He allowed the opportunity, like a once in a lifetime opportunity, to be in one of those simulators. That was pretty sweet. So yeah, Dave, if you're listening,
awesome.
Where was the simulator located?
Oklahoma.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get too much into, but I think Dave's pretty open about where he works. But I was just say it's one of the major airlines.
That's I knew that, but I figured how many simulators are there? They got to be really expensive.
That's an
well,
one.
They had a lot of simulators in there.
A lot of pilots need to be qualified quite often.
Yeah. Yeah, every pilot has to go there every 9 months. It is. Every pilot has to go through the training again. Every passenger plane commercial pilot has to go through training every 9 months.
I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah.
Every time you skip up from obviously if you go from first officer to captain, of course you got to go back through training heaps, and they run you through the rig. For that one, they run you right through the ringer. They put you in all sorts of emergencies to make sure you stay calm, and a lot of the training's about remaining calm and keeping your presence of mind and not panicking, because it's very hard not to panic. You really got to concentrate on not panicking. That's an Australian plane. That's probably up on the Whitsundays up on the Queensland coast somewhere. Victor Hotels, all Australian stuff. They're very capable aircraft, these. Very, very popular. They're a real workhorse, these. They're not the biggest, but they're one of the biggest single-engine aircraft around. And being turboprop, you can use them commercially, because if you piston engine commercially, you have to have twin engine. Unless you've got a turboprop, you can run single engine for passenger flights.
It's funny how reliable turbines are considered.
It looks pretty stout.
Turbines are heaps. Compared to a piston engine, they're heaps reliable. There's only like basically one moving part.
Yeah, they're bearings and a fuel pump. Well, I mean, there's a lot more than that, but
it's alternator, generator, whatever. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, they're basically single shaft and a fuel pump.
Yeah. Hey,
So then,
the-
as gen sets, there's gen sets sitting out in the Siberia places that they don't go there. Like, rarely go visit them. They work fine. They work for years and years and years.
yeah, I mean, you can levitate someone's bearings too, and then
Hey, Stephanie, I sent you the video of me flying the simulator if you want to check it out.
Yeah, I do.
So Border Patrol. Notice a lot of these places have fences around them.
I'm like super jealous. So the instrumentation, I mean, it looks kind of scary. All this sort of stuff up here, it looks kind of scary. They're in sections. It's sort of not too complicated. You got autopilot across the top here. Instruments, instead of having lots of different instruments in a Cessna, you've got this instrument, then you've got this as a separate instrument. You got this as a separate instrument, which is the altitude and the rate of climb. You've got the attitude indicator, aka artificial horizon, as an instrument, and then you got airspeed over there as an instrument. So these are all in the same instrument. Then your navigation stuff too. What you carrot? There's a carrot up in here too. There's some directional stuff. And then you've got some more navigation and situational awareness instruments where you've got radar, so you can see other aircraft and so on, and weather, and your what is it, traffic avoidance system?
TCAS.
TCAS. Looks like you got the autopilot set at 5,000 feet. And
radar. Is radio up there too?
No, radios are down here. There's the flight computer. And the radios are more than likely on one of these screens, but down here, the radios are down in the middle. That's all autopilot there. All this is autopilot in through here. It's pretty well your most important thing in these aircraft is that little part of your dash. This is critically important too, but this is also extremely important.
Well, it's that and the radio.
Radios are pretty important
But
too,
yeah.
yep. But you can fly without radio.
They have radar, don't they?
These have radar, weather radar, and TCAS as well, yep. Traffic collision avoidance system and weather radar. Yeah, all modern jets have weather radar for sure, yep. It'll come up on one of these instruments. So these are multi-display, multicolour, MC, multicolour displays. Glass dash, that's a glass dashboard.
And they're fairly standardized, like which window is what.
You can make them whatever you want, but yeah, they generally have them, standardized where they have what. And down here's the main flight computer. So you put all your waypoints in there for all your navigation, all your fuel on board, all your runway lengths, your weather. You put all sorts of things in a flight computer down here. There's 3 of them on board. You've got one, co-pilot, first officer's got one, and there's a third one as well. And they all monitor each other. That's your triple redundancy flight computer system that feeds into the autopilot system as well. This is one of your input. There's an input for the autopilot system, but they all work together between that, and then you get some displays. I think that's a navigation display. I think we're looking at some vectors here. That's pretty cool, dude. That's really cool. I'm really jealous. That's awesome. Generally, there's a mechanical, in most aircraft, there's a mechanical compass just to make sure your gyro compass is working properly. So in the Cessna Mauricio Fly, there's a compass on the dash, but it's a gyro driven, and it's not called a compass. It's called I think they call it situational awareness. And it's this one down here. It's like a compass, but it's driven by gyros, and they always have a to set that one. You have a normal magnetic compass in the airplane as well. But when you get into turbulence, that compass is too hard to read. It bounces around all over the place and swings all over the place. So use a gyro compass instead for actual flying, punch up in the air. He'll have trim tabs on his control column here. So this is a Boeing, I get a 777, yeah, because he's got a yoke and not a side stick. Well, the Airbus stuff has a side stick. Nice stuff. That's awesome. And you'll notice as you bank and move around, your little display here is following the horizon for you. Yeah, this is navigation down here. There's a backup There's always backups. There's always redundancy, especially in these big jets. There's your engine instruments. And then the first officer's got the same thing on his side. Throttles here.
Does the radar give them an altitude as well as the distance from them?
Yes.
Or how does that do that?
It tells you whether they're above or below. The TCAS system uses the transponder system. So this aircraft, the radar, modern radar doesn't just send a bleep out and back. Modern radar squawks the aircraft, and the aircraft responds back to the radar. So the radar signal the air traffic control gets isn't just the radar bouncing back. What the air traffic control get also has the aircraft's call sign, its altitude, and Alaska is at their airspeed as well. I can't remember. It's been a while. And that's what your squawk code is about on your transponder too. So a transponder listens for a radar. When the aircraft gets swept by a radar, the transponder squawks back. That's what I call a squawk code, and that gives everyone your altitude and your all that sort of information as well. These days it's all GPS, pretty well navigation. These days it's been quite a while now. They're allowed to use GPS as their primary navigation system.
They should have an inertial backup, though.
The flight computer uses INS as well. Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct. Yep. And they may even have VOR. They may even have a VOR receiver on board too to actually use VOR. Hey. Up here are simple things like power bus and like air conditioning, and up here you'll have the auxiliary power unit. Engine starts down here in the middle console. So these are basic systems for the aircraft up here that are laid out. And generally, when you do a startup, or when you jump in the cockpit, you'll do a sweep, across these different systems at a time, and then sooner or later you'll have the engine running, and up you go for a little fly. Like that guy did in that Dash 80. Remember that Dash 8 a while ago? This guy, a ground support guy, jumped in one and thought he'd go for a fly. Didn't turn out very well. That was a bad day. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Get me talking about airplanes. I won't shut up.
Yeah, the pre-flights and that's quite the undersell.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Where are the circuit breakers? Behind the seat?
So not to go backwards too far, but for the sushi restaurant named Hikaru, it actually is named after Hikaru Sulu from Star Trek.
Boo.
Oh, cool.
Is that not the chest?
You made that up.
Nope, it's actually true, surprisingly enough. I've just looked it up. And the word Hikaru actually means to shine or to be bright in Japanese.
So, Mauricio,
never mind.
Mauricio, did they just give you the aircraft in flight at some point? Or did you have to turn everything on, or did they just have everything turned on and you were somewhere in the air when you took over?
Yeah, so we only had the simulator for a limited amount of time, so Dave set it up so that we could just be on the runway and go full power, rotate and be in the air and do a couple of just fly around for a little bit, attempt some landings, and that's pretty much it. We got a pretty extensive tour of the facility. It was pretty cool. But yeah.
And did you notice the just how much quicker they accelerate and how fast they go and how quicker they climb and all that sort of stuff compared to your little old Cessna?
Yeah. There was a huge difference. I wish I had like another 2 hours. It was so much fun to be on that, but we only got to go like twice on these. So it was I mean, it's unforgettable time. It was pretty good.
Oh yeah, once in a lifetime chance, that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's really nice to know someone. We had a similar experience with a family friend of ours. Was sold life insurance to the guy that ran the simulator at Newcastle Air Force Base, and he ran the F-18 flight simulator. So we got to walk into the Newcastle Air Force Base and have a fly on the F-18 flight simulator, which was similar. It's really good fun. And boy, those things take off full throttle on the ground. Sort of once you get up 100 knots, whatever, another more throttle, and then afterburner stage 1, lift off the ground, then rotate afterburner stage 3, start pointing towards vertical, and afterburner stage 3 going vertical. And within like a minute or so, you're at like 10,000 feet or something stupid. Good fun.
Hey, Mauricio.
Yes.
5 years ago, when I first met you, you had a pickup truck with a camera and a pole. Did you ever think you'd be here doing this stuff today?
No, because I always kind of thought that I was just kind of lucky, and that it was just, I'm like, I don't know why this is happening to me. It was just one of those things. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I must be doing something. I don't know. But like I told Dave and I told the community, I appreciate the opportunity to do this and be the person that's documenting these sites for you all. And yeah, I'm glad that you guys enjoy the photos. Thank you.
The puppy made it more valuable. How is he?
He's still around. We didn't take Sonny. He's still around. I think we're kind of waiting to make his return very, very soon. But we're just gonna have to for another trip to Starbase for that.
Very, very cool. Indeed. Yeah, I kind of got that pre-takeoff kind of right. It's basically, who's it going? Basically, top to bottom, left to right. It's a checklist up there for most planes. Yeah, something like that. I've spent a lot of time in flight simulator. Not that sort of flight simulator, but just Microsoft Flight Simulator. But I get the handbook out and do it properly. I don't just jump in and fly.
What is all those big bags in the left corner there?
Yeah, that's that stuff. That gravel, travel, whatever they're calling it.
For making roadways or something? Lay it down?
We saw it at the ASU site there a lot. Where's that?
Yeah, it's a foam glass, isn't it? I think, from what I can remember. Or is that the other stuff?
Yeah, no, it's that. Yeah, it's expanded. Yeah, that's you're right. Yeah, what you said. Oh, where is? Oh, here it is.
They roll it out or something?
It's all this stuff they filled in down in these trenches down here, down in there. It's all that stuff. I've used it quite a lot. We saw it arrive here a lot. So there was bags and bags with it here, and then we saw them put it into this trench around the back here.
Just noticed.
Oh, go on.
You can see the bags there sitting there.
Sorry, that did.
You can still see the bag impressions sitting at last in the concrete there. They apparently never got rid of it to the left. No, to the left, where the bags were all sitting on the culvert.
So it's a structure for roads or something.
It was down below that. That's all good. Yep.
Oh, they're in here, yeah. Yeah, they poured concrete while the bags were still there.
What we're saying is there's again expanded glass, basically.
Yeah. It's like a underlayment and insulation and recycled concrete, I believe, or glass.
And it gives them carbon credits. It gives them carbon credits too somehow, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's there. You went, at least in California, for construction, disposing of your waste gets very expensive. So any recycled building material will give you some credits against what you have to throw away.
So with your what is it called? AES now, or I don't know, air.
That separation plant?
Yes. How are they getting that across the road?
They're gonna put a little culvert.
When you say culvert, I don't understand what that means.
Like
underground?
Yeah, it'll be underground. It'll just be a little channel. I believe their work started at next to the methane tanks. Where the Lux pumps were.
I think that's that.
It looks like it looks like it's a double wall on some of them.
Ah. So that'll basically kind of go, I don't know, over there somewhere, or over there somewhere, or along here somewhere, go through there somewhere.
Well, the good thing by putting like corners in it, you can use those as your expansion joints if you don't want to put bellows every certain number of feet.
Yeah, I still see they've got that as a car park.
The other thing that you guys did in your show the other day, where they were in between the tanks there, I noticed in Mauricio's shots on the ground, there was a crane setting up in between. You're right in there. There was a crane set up next to one of those trucks to like maybe lift something out of there. I don't know.
They keep the cranes that's set up there currently. They're using assembled the pipeway. There's
the pipeline.
Yeah, connecting these pipes. Like earlier, we had a quick shot from Sanchez that had one of the sections, or two of the sections were there.
One of the pipes looked like it was sagging too, which I was like, "Wow, they must need to support that."
The front pipe rack is a very, very sad place we don't talk about.
Okay.
That crane is doing all this install in here. All those
Gotcha.
pipes.
I didn't realize it until I saw the ground photos that he did, and I was like, "Wow!" And I said, "Look at that one pipe. That one's lagging down a little bit."
Yeah, we don't talk about those. Luckily, they covered some larger diameter pipes that are masking the lower runs, but yeah, some of them.
I can't blame you for feeling that way about these pipe racks. Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a touchy subject.
All right.
I saw just locks in LN2 going through those pipes. Is there more through there or that I missed? Or I mean, the close-up pictures were so nice.
The threes are sagging.
There's lots of things going through here. There's methane, there's LOX, not so much up this end anymore, and nitrogen, not so much up this end anymore. There's a methane return. There's all sorts of pipes in here.
So the top's methane, you said, and then LOX below.
The two top one's liquid vapor returns and back. The front one is the supply. Some of them below are for the methane fill. Some of them are for. There'll probably be LN2 going down that way. The lower ones are the LOX fill and methane, or in LEN fill lines. There's high pressure nitrogen lines, gas there. There's also some high pressure CH4 there. But yeah.
The far left was capped off. I noticed in his close-up pictures.
Yeah, there's
some there even.
Yeah, those haven't been hooked up yet. in the process of hooking those up.
They're these pipes here. Yeah, they haven't been hooked up yet.
That's the yep.
Yeah,
It's from the air.
Insulated one is a liquid vape return. The silver one, right next to it is, I believe, the pressure building, but I'm not sure from this angle. The one next to it is the bog gas. The supply hasn't been installed yet. The fill line is all the way on the left. No, that's that's liquid vapor.
Oh.
So those caps, they're capped off forever, right? I mean, they're removing that stuff from that area, or
that's all being freshly installed. These are all new tanks. They will probably move in the next 2 years, though.
This stuff will get removed, perhaps, or hopefully this stuff will get removed. But
that's
they're still doing stuff. They're still doing stuff though with them.
They need them if they're gonna do static fires or launching. Those aren't going away until those 4 of them will probably go away when the current 4 ones get finished plumbing in. But
I was trying to study the whole piping and everything with the new ground photos, and I can't believe how much you know, Alex, about this stuff. I was like, oh my god, where is he? You talk to him.
It's all very cookie cutter. Glance at once you figure out one, it's just sort of it's the same.
The only one they had labeled was locks for me, and I was like, okay, well, there's more going on there than locks.
Don't get me started with their lack of labeling.
The weather coming in. Okay, Port Connector Road and the concrete site, and I know one of their dirt sites. Concrete site.
Did that company go out of business, or are they still in business?
They're still in business.
They just did something funny with their finances through the court. I think Alaska filled me in on that last.
Yeah, they did I forget which bankruptcy chapter. It's just a reorg to restructure their debt because of there's issues. They primarily did residential, and there's a huge lull in residential construction in this area.
Nice shed.
I was going to say, with all the concrete that they need there, they shouldn't go out of business, I would hope.
They're catering more towards residential than commercial.
I think you mean the amount of concrete at Starbase. They already have supplied quite a lot to Starbase, but they're not the only company supplying Starbase.
Yeah, but the amount of concrete Starbase is using, if you amortize it across a year, isn't that much.
I saw something on the news the other day about making concrete 17 times stronger than it is. I forget what it was, carbon they're putting in it or what something, but I would imagine some of this is being used down there.
Yes and no. There's a balancing act here with reinforced concrete with between the strengths of the steel and the strengths of the concrete. You don't want concrete fails almost instantly. Steel gives, so you want the steel. You want concrete, I believe, weaker than your steel. If you have it the other way around, it's going to catastrophically. When it's at its failure mode, it's going to catastrophically, at least when the steel's going through its plastic deformations, you're going to see the spalling and stuff on the concrete. But if it's the other way around, it's the TLDR, it's a balancing act between your reinforcing steel and the concrete mix. Making it the concrete too strong will cause failure modes that you probably don't want.
I was at a
Zada's got a good
seminar
point.
today. I was
Oh,
at a
sorry.
seminar today where concrete at SpaceX came up, and the supplier was talking about the admixture they were adding to the roof concrete so that they could keep the construction going quickly, where it eliminated the water.
Additives is a black art for concrete.
Additives, yeah, we use different additives in the pool construction for sure. Different things, different additives at different sites. Izada's got a good point. With all the money that SpaceX is pumping into the local economy, we'd expect lots of residential construction in the area, which I guess is to do with the amount of concrete being used in the area. It'll never get quite like China. China are pouring most of the concrete in the world, or have been for a while, because they're major infrastructure upgrades over there. So anyway, back to Starbase. We've got the steel lot. The lot of steel.
What are all those black things in the background that made out of steel?
Tower crane segments.
Oh, really? They didn't look like it. Okay.
Yeah, they're sideways.
I've got a picture here somewhere. I've got way too many windows open.
Squirrel in, squirrel in, squirrel in.
I reckon. Oh, maybe I don't have it open. Anyhow, here, look. Oh, that's the. Oh, I don't know what's going on. That was.
Oh, that's for the cranes going up and down. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's her legs.
Okay, all right. Now it makes sense to me.
These sections here.
Yep.
Which they put in through. I don't know which way. This way, is it? One of the ways.
I was amazed when I watched them put one in. I was like, wow. How the hell did they figure that out?
Tower sections, yeah.
Yeah, now that we're at the brown lot, there's actually some interesting things going on over there.
Do you have photos to drive, Matt?
I had them up, but but yeah, where we thought that was going to be possibly an extension to the parking lot, it's actually looks like they're getting ready to put some kind of structure in over there. A lot of steel beams and everything. Yeah,
Over there.
Yeah, if you go back a few pictures, we've got some closer up shots. Keep going right there. Yeah, those 3 shots there. There's a lot of beams going in.
Is that what that was? Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a blind all the way down that forward wall there.
Oh, hang on. Are they to do with Gigabay?
That looks like a warehouse.
Yeah, it's going to be some kind of a structure there.
Yeah, that's the same warehouse construction that they made the factory out of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you scroll to the left, you can see even more stuff lining up down there.
Star Factory 2, Boogaloo.
Well, it's really closer to the port here. I mean, there's heaps of stuff.
So what would this be used for? I mean, I noticed just above on the right there.
We're not 100% sure.
There's a pool and a hotel, it looked like.
We're like just about in Brownsville proper.
Right there in front of you. There's a pool and a hotel, it looks like.
Somebody's house?
That's a house.
Oh, it could be somebody's house, I guess. Yeah, if you're wealthy.
It's a big house. It's actually maybe even 2 houses, 2 pools even. Anyhow, we won't go spying on them. That's creepy. Oh, cool. About that there, Matt. So I was trying to get onto these pads. We just had to get past a little bit of side talk. So that's the brown lot, yeah. So we're looking at the other, that's the other steel lot. Just for perspective. Where was that? Oh, it was over there, that house system, yeah. Yeah, so we're on the edge of Brownsville here. Brownsville, where am I? Brownsville's this way, I think.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. That's not Highway 4. What's that big fence?
That's the border wall.
Ah, well, where's the river? I thought, does it not follow the river down here?
It does, but the wall doesn't follow the river.
Oh, I see. The river's over there, yeah. Oh, that's the wall. Oh, I see. So that's America still, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wall in a lot of spots has a buffer zone like that. It doesn't actually literally go on the border.
Yeah. That's why I hadn't seen the wall before. I didn't think it existed down this part of. I sort of wonder why have they got a wall when there's all this area that doesn't have a wall. But anyway, there you go.
Isn't to the right the U.S. side?
This is US, and that's Mexico. This is US still. That's Mexico.
Looks like farmland or something in between what they've got there.
Yeah, there's a lot of farmers in Brownsville that go across the wall there to go work on their ranches and stuff like that. They go back and forth.
Gates all over the place. Oh, it's actually running right through the middle of this guy's farm, isn't it? Oh, ranch, sorry.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they have direct access to open and close those gates also. You can, if you look a little farther down, there's actually one that's open right near your hand. Yeah.
Hey, mate, I got a favor to ask you.
I only need 300 people to go through here.
Well, let's quickly go over the LNG plant now. So we've got some nice upcoats. That's not LNG. Oh, here it is. Now I want to start at the other end because I found this very interesting. Where is it? The power system. Let me quickly look here.
What is this? This doesn't look right. Oh,
This is
the
the
LNG.
Oh, well, I'm on this image just because I don't want to come back to it. They're doing some digging in this particular pit.
Oh, it just blows my mind every time I see this site. It just makes Starbase construction just look so tame.
So they've got a dewatering system around it. Same with the other, and a heap of frac tanks. And over here as well, they've got, what are they? And over here they've got the same sort of dewatering system. And this one's been dug out a little bit deeper.
Screw piles.
So I was going to call them screw piles.
Yeah.
Oh, these?
Yep.
Oh, I see. You just drill them into the ground.
The funny part is you see the rods next to them without the screws on them? Yeah, they might put those things down, 200 feet, 150 feet, just screw them down. And those piles the rods just keep going up. And that's where you build your building on top of the rods like a pile.
Wow.
Keep putting them together.
Probably a bit of a stupid question, but what actually screws them into the ground?
The screw here.
Is it just a normal drilling rig?
Yeah, it's a drilling. It's a
electric
drilling
motor.
Oh, that's what you're asking. Sorry. The same as the constant flight, the CFA driller, as a power unit up the top that spins the augers.
Okay, yeah,
or the
makes
soil
sense.
mixer ones, the soil mixer heads, sort of similar kind of thing.
Much smaller though, because it only needs to be as tall as the rods.
Yeah. I did not know that was a thing ever, actually. So thanks for that. It was today years old when I learnt that.
Yeah, I don't worry, I'm in the same boat as you, Stephanie. I knew nothing about those until now.
If any of you guys follow Joe Tetmeyer, where he covers the Tesla factory in Austin, Texas, they actually use a bunch of those screw-type piers to put in around Cortex 2, where they're doing all of the electrical work and stuff like that. So if you want to see those actually being drilled in live, he's got some of those over the last couple of months.
Were those 6 containers that were sitting in the middle providing the friction or the liquid to allow them to spin? Those there, yes.
They're collecting. Yeah, they're collecting the dewatering.
They're sucking water out of the ground around the outside of the sheet pile.
So they're sucking it out. They're not putting it in. Okay.
Yeah, dewatering.
They just screw in the ground like you would screw a screw into a piece of wood. That's it.
Yeah, they don't add water or anything when they're screwing those in.
Yeah, no, those frac tanks, so yeah, they're dewatering around the side of those sheet piles here and pumping out. I guess that's the pump. Oh, no, that's the pump, sorry. Pumping into these frac tanks, which I think are for settling, and then they get carted off to be treated somewhere else. The water gets carted off somewhere else. All part of the, EPA thing, which, I don't know, maybe that gets rolled back a bit because of some of your new rules.
No, a lot of that water, unless it's contaminated, you can just dump it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's probably just easier for them to keep it tanked rather than make a pipeline to dump it somewhere else.
Oh, okay, cool.
But yeah, no, that has nothing to do with EPA. And nothing's been done with a lot of those rules.
Okay, yeah. Well, our media makes it like you've just ditched all of your rules altogether, but I mean, media being media doesn't really
Yeah,
mean
everything isn't news, it's narratives, and you can look at there's procedures that are in place and things are published. But don't let facts get in the way of a good global narrative.
I think that's sort of. I feel like this is something they're just putting in recently too. I don't know that I've seen that before.
The main pipeway?
Would that be the main?
Yeah, that's what they're filling the tanks from, and also filling the the ships with.
Like I've known this, pipeways across the front. Yeah, I just hadn't seen it over here so much yet. Oh, over here so much yet. Oh, that's a good shot. So that's like outflow at end of the line, other end of the factory, the tail end of the factory. Now the tanks, yeah, they got these shelf things probably going on top. That one's poured. This one's still getting a lot of rebar. Lots and lots of rebar for the concrete roof. And then we think these are some kind of shelf for infrastructure on top. Now where was here, this power supply here, look what we thought. So the main supply, look, Alex, it's actually coming in and going straight across over here.
That's what I said initially, because these main circuit breakers are right below.
Then it's coming back. And then underground. So I thought they might have gone this way and then transformed it down to a lower voltage, but maybe they're going to transmit it around the site also in this high voltage. Oh, these are undergrounds here. These are going to undergrounds here. Coming off those switches into undergrounds, I think. Anyhow, only really a minor thing. It looks like there's also looks like there's like twins and they've split them here. They split to these two different towers here. They've gone from horizontal here to vertical over here. Through mains. So you think through these, back through this way, then back into the site. That's what you're sort of thinking?
Yeah, as of now. I haven't looked at it.
Cool. Okay, getting onto the trains. Oh, look at this side, this job site here. What a mess. And that one over there, my goodness. There must be a real order between putting steel in and putting pipes in and all this sort of as they build this thing. It must be quite complicated. So yeah, just when you think these trains are looking more and more finished, there still looks like still tons and tons of work to go on all these trains. Have they built, they built concrete walls around those transformers down here. They look like they're coming in aerials, not underground. Unless they, I don't know. Anyway. A distribution board, probably a high voltage distribution board. Big control center. Big switchboard on steroids. Moving along to the second train. So this is obviously going to be a fairly well mirror image of the, not mirror image, but a cookie cutter of that one. Starting to get more infrastructure down here. Oh, that's containerized. Oh, look at, they're all transformers. Wow.
Ready for a flood. Oh, no, maybe not.
Boy, the power infrastructure here is going to be complicated. The big barbecue burners.
I was going to say, yeah, I'm looking forward to the first time they go to activate these. That's going to be one hell of a sight to see.
What are they?
They're
Ground
like a
flares.
flame. They're like a flare stack, yeah.
Oh, really? The whole thing? The whole field?
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them, yeah.
There'll be flames
Right.
coming out of them. That'd be pretty cool.
They'll only be used intermittently every now and again, just when they need to, when they've got a shutdown, or as Alex says, when they've got to stop. You don't want, I don't know, sometimes you just need to get rid of some gas.
I know the feeling.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
Some of these are a bit whitewashed, but they still show what's going on. These are flare stacks as well.
And yeah, as you're looking through these photos, I'm only now really realizing just how much they managed to get built over the last year. It's incredible. It's although yeah, they've got quite a lot of people working on this.
Yeah, a lot of, yeah, it's very, very expensive. Pretty sure that's the compressor train through here. I mean, where things start. There's another one over there. With intercoolers in there. Heap of cooling towers for cooling. So compressor, which makes it hot, make it cool. Rinse, repeat, make liquid. I mean, it's more complicated than that. So at the front, I can't quite see it. At the front here, there's the big docks for the ships. Let me see if there's a picture of the docks. Yeah, there's one of the docks for the ships. The ship
I'm
will sit out
surprised they
here.
allow them so close in.
Oh, that's about where they need to be.
No, I mean a lot of them you see them they put them offshore.
Well, they're a bit limited with the canal right there, the shipping lane. So there's two of these. Oh, more, hang on, I can't remember. There's 2 or 3 now.
When's it supposed to be functional?
Well, as Event Dudes just said, Train 1 is expected to be done in 2027.
Oh, so coming up there.
Oh, there you go. You just literally twist them in.
That's how I put all my houses in at the beach.
Is this a much smaller scale or is the same?
Same concept, smaller scale. I just put grade beams on top of the posts, and then build concrete piers on top of it to keep it out of the water.
No kidding. So how do you attach a concrete to that?
It's just a 6-inch square plate on top of the pole gets embedded into the grade beam, concrete beam.
Thanks, Philly.
Oh, so okay, so you sort of tie in the mesh onto these as well, do you? The rebar and basically.
Yeah, you put a small plate on top of it, and then what you do, in this case, it looks like they're pouring a slab, but I basically put a beam on the perimeter, and then a beam across each one of the rows, and then that beam then supports the slab.
I got you. Yeah.
I had a neighbor's house foundation was sinking, and they put a bunch of these in like right next to it, underground, like a couple feet down below the ground level. Jacked up the concrete
There's
to these, and done.
Oh, they're cutting them there. Oh, it's going to actually tell us. Three meters deep, yeah. Oh, so they're ready to. So you can basically pour a slab in here, and that's these are going to take the weight of the slab, basically.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's not just take the weight, but stabilize it, right? I mean, left, right.
Thanks, Matt.
It distributes the weight around.
The soil engineer determines how many kips he needs on each pole and how deep he's got to go. And there's a little meter on the screw, and when the screw reaches the number of kips, that way you know it's torqued into the proper torque.
Cool. So I think we're getting towards the end of the show. Is there anything in questions? How you going over there, Chat? I haven't looked at chat for ages either. Sorry, I've been you've kept me a bit busy here, looking through photos and checking out things up the side. So I'm pretty happy with today's show. It's been a pretty good show, actually. And yeah, this is the liquefaction. This is the natural gas liquefaction plant for use to sell gas, liquefied natural gas. I think this is selling to Europe to offset what they're not getting from Russia anymore. Is that right?
It's already sold.
The gas is already sold. The liquid's already sold.
Yep, you wouldn't build this unless it's been paid for. You have who you're selling it to.
Yeah.
What?
So you're getting natural gas from somewhere up in Texas. It's getting pipeline down here. There's a pipe goes into here in gas and comes out here, is stored as liquid, and then chuck it on a big boat, and up it goes to wherever it's going. We do much the same off the Western Australian coast here in Australia, and except our market's Asia, because Asia's just around the corner to us. So like Indonesia and China and that, we sell a lot of resources up into those countries. We're about to export solar power to Indonesia through high voltage DC undersea cables. I didn't know that was a thing till recently.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a thing for quite a while.
Yeah. Because Australia's got massive amounts of potential for solar. We're very sunny and huge spaces. We can make lots and lots and lots and lots of solar, and it's pretty cheap over here too.
I like the article I saw the other day about wrapping solar panels all the way around the moon. I'm like, wow, who came up with this idea?
I think there's concepts of capturing energy off stars by doing something similar to that.
And then they were going to beam it back down with like lasers or something. I don't know how they were going to do that, but it was a big article.
You can transmit it down on the moon. It would be orbiting the moon. Low lunar orbit is kind of insane, just because of how much station keeping you have to do, because it's a lot of gravitational anomalies. But you transmit it down via microwave, and it's a very inefficient mirror. You're essentially using very similar technology to your induction charging on phones. So you have two losses. You have the loss to go from light to electricity, and you have the loss to go to retransmit that is in microwave, and then you have the loss for receiving.
The exciting thing that I saw about it was that you're always going to have some point of the moon looking at the sun. But you're saying you lose so much of the energy, it's not worth it?
It's probably not worth it. There's a lot of ideas people have that the math doesn't work. It would probably be cheaper on the moon to put I don't know, superconductor line. The poles are great because there's areas on the poles that you will always be in sunlight. The downside with solar is you're farming. I mean, at best, you're getting 300 watts a square meter. And at some point, unless you're manufacturing, it's.
Is that like an idea from a lunatic?
Yeah, I think it was Elon, but
I'm kidding.
I mean, there's every form of generation has its place.
Yeah.
And depending where you are, what you're doing, how you can dispose of heat, waste heat, there's trade-offs. Space solar, for general, works the best. Having orbital arrays, you have to start doing the maths on station keeping. How much damage you're going to be getting from high energy particles.
Or meteors or whatever.
Micrometers.
Right?
Well, the moon, you're screwed because you don't have an atmosphere to protect yourself, so you're going to be getting hit by a lot of stuff. The lunar orbit is challenging. Low lunar orbit is challenging because it requires a lot of station keeping. So you're going to need a lot of reaction mass to maintain. And at some point, does the math work that it's better to build several arrays on the moon and use power lines to transmit, or a large array in space, a large array on the ground that you're transmitting to? So you're essentially building, and these are trade-offs that you have to run the math for.
So, what are your thoughts on data centers?
All right, hang on. Let's get back to Starbase for a sec. We'll talk about this one after the show. I think we're pretty well finished with the show, Matt. Is there anywhere you think we should cover before we sign off?
I think we hit everything.
All right. Well, I'm going to thank Alex so much again for your time and patience today. I really appreciate when you're on channel, and so thank you, Alex.
Sure. Yeah, and if there's interest for like the whole solar data, orbital data centers and that sort of stuff, put it in chat. Maybe, one of the shows we could do a dive into sort of the underlying maths behind it, rather than just lots of hand waving that varies. It's an interesting topic. It covers a lot of things. Whether or not it's economically feasible, I only care about the engineering side of these things.
Cool, thanks.
I want to let everyone know that Ryan Henson has released a new video, so I posted the link in Patreon Lounge, or check it out on YouTube. So everyone, it's a good one.
Awesome, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Todd. And thanks, Jake. It's always nice to have Jake on the channel because Jake's got like a memory for the historic data and what goes on in Starbase. I really appreciate Jake being with us as well today. Thanks.
Yeah, it's not a problem. It's it's fun to dive into some of these things, and I mean, I'll admit there's some of this stuff I'm not so knowledgeable about, but yeah, it's fun.
I am glad you're here, Jake. So
yeah,
more. You need to have Jake on more.
Yeah, absolutely. And Vent Dudes, for all your research stuff, that's really awesome with what you do as well in the background for us all. And we had some input there from Philakid, who's an actual architect. So it's always when Philakid talks about stuff that we're building, it's always good to listen to his experience. He has a wealth of experience. I think he's worked on just about every single building in America, to be honest. He has a definite, very deep knowledge of the building industry. And Matt, of course, for turning the knobs and pushing the dials. And I'll let, I've been Stephanie B, and I'll let Matt sign off.
Cool. Yeah. Big thanks again to everybody. Steph, Alex, Jake, Event Dudes, everybody that's helping out and adding to the conversation. We really appreciate it. And just so everybody knows, the next flyover is scheduled for 10 a.m. on Saturday. So just a few days away. We will see you guys there. That is a live show, so Patreon members and YouTube members are welcome to join in and chat and all that good stuff. So for now, we will see you guys then. Love, peace, and chopstick rail grease.